and is only suitable for people aged 18 or over, will almost certainly have an adult theme, and might well contain sex or violence, which are quite graphic. It may also contain explicit language, including sexual swear words. Thanks for listening.
So on today's episode of the Godless Rebelution, we got marriage winning.
Winning.
Some crazy Republicans saying some jiggery-pokery shit.
Ah, Antonin.
Oh yeah. And Satanic Temple has a victory, in a way.
Yes, they do. Oklahoma people's got to take them down to the 10 things.
Oh yeah. Plus many more on today's episode.
Yay!
Yeah.
But here's what his revelation comes to him. He's kind of got all this stuff, like, touching, wiping, mourning of the animals.
Not wiping, whipping.
Whipping.
Also,
Yeah,
not
torture.
also not touching.
I am dyslexic. I hope I'm not having like a stroke.
Do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
And an atheist almost always becomes supporters of eugenics and abortion.
A swine is hungry for nuts.
Jesus hates him too.
Satan is real.
Being a Satanist is an open declaration of revolt against counterproductive received wisdom and mindless rogue tradition.
Decapitate her head off!
We're done. You're done. You're done.
Obama!
Obama. Oh, I was going to say I'm not going to do it this week. I do that like every time we play it. I was like, I'm not going to do it this week.
Like you said earlier, it's hard not to do it.
Obama! So, welcome to the Godless Rebelution, everybody. I'm Dan Ellis.
I'm Ryan Duffy.
And we are without Mr. Myat this evening.
Just two tonight.
He's off doing some camping somewhere.
I know, and usually that's my job to go camping.
It'll be my job starting tomorrow.
Yeah, but you'll be back for the show.
Yes.
My habit is going camping for like the week.
for a week or more and being completely incommunicado.
Yeah.
Away from all of the things.
It's the way to do it though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna take the time to go camping and get out of doors and pack up all of your shit, you should get as far away from humanity as you can.
Technology.
Yeah. Leave all that shit behind, man.
Yeah. That's one reason why I don't like wearing watches, because I got into the thing of like when I would go camping or go place, I'm like, it all stays in the car, no watches. I don't give a fuck what time it is. Everything's gone. I'm like, I kind of like not having to know what time it is or being.
Yeah.
Now I just got a phone I can never put down.
Yeah, Tracy and I and some friends are going to Moab tomorrow. Gonna do some whitewater rafting in the Westwater area.
I love Moab.
Oh, me too. I like it very much. We usually go down there at least twice a year. We go down there once for a rafting trip and once for the Moab Pride Festival, which is also pretty fun.
What? They do that in like October? They do it late for some reason, don't
it's
they?
like September.
September?
Yeah, like the end of September.
Probably 'cause it's way too hot this time of year to have a Pride Fest going down through Moab.
Yeah, it's balls out hot there.
Yeah.
Like, you have to leave your balls out or they'll just melt into a puddle in your drawers.
Then you gotta make sure to lather your balls or else they just dry out in that hot, dry heat.
I powder them.
Yeah, that works too.
What do you lather them with?
I don't know. I was just thinking of something to keep them moist so they don't dry out.
Oh, they're plenty moist. They're plenty moist, man. If you're drinking enough and sweating anyway.
True.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some rafting. We start... they pick us up at the hotel, haul us and all of our shit way up into the western part of the river, the Colorado, and we float for half a day, get out, have lunch, float for another half a day, get out, set up camp overnight, get up in the morning, they feed us breakfast, get on the river, raft for another half day, get out, have lunch, get back in the water, and raft until the pull-out area, and then they take us back to the hotel, and we pass out for a couple of days, I think. Actually, we'll probably be drinking heavily.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I'd actually looked at a trip down there in Moab where it was a 5-day trip where you go down the entire, you hit the Colorado and the Snake River, and when you get to the end, they take you back up to the top in either a helicopter or airplane.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would be badass.
Yeah, that one sounds very fun also. There was some convincing that had to happen to get Tracy to go on an overnight trip. Jesus, sorry, my voice is a little strained tonight.
Sometimes puberty comes late.
Yeah. Yeah, I sometimes feel like Bobby Brady. And then I get to talking and No, it's just really dry or something. I don't know. We had to convince her that going overnightting camping would be A-okay. And now she's really excited. So we bought all the things. We bought new life jackets and tents and pillows, and I already had sleeping bags, but yeah, we got all kinds of fancy like river rafting stuff and clothes and hats, and I'm pretty excited.
Sounds fun.
I'm very, very, very much looking forward to it. We still have to pack everything up and drive down there tomorrow.
Yeah.
It should be a very good time.
Yeah.
Gotta go get some more boosters. So there were some really exciting things that happened in the news over the last week.
Yeah.
So we record on Wednesdays.
Yes.
Release it on Thursday. And I got up Thursday and they announced some things, some decisions from the Supreme Court. And the decision on marriage equality was not among them. And I thought, oh, okay, that's fine, I guess. Maybe tomorrow they will do it. I believe Thursday they announced the bit about
Affordable
Obamacare.
Care Act. Yep.
Yeah. The Affordable Care Act sticking around and people able to use federal subsidies in order to qualify and get into the program.
I mean, the Affordable Care Act is a better record than most sports teams. It's gone like 60-0.
Yeah. Yeah, how many times now have they voted to try to get rid of it in fucking Congress?
Last I looked, it was in the 50s.
In the House, and then, yeah.
And that was a while ago.
Yeah. Come on, guys, you've got other things you can be doing, other problems you can be solving. Not that this is even a problem that needs to be solved. They're just wasting.
I mean, it could use improvement, but it's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, did you happen to listen to the Mark Maron podcast with Obama on there?
Yes.
That was really great.
I did like it. I liked it a lot because I liked it. It made him, it humanized him in a way that you don't normally get from a president.
Yeah, it was a very humanizing episode, and Mark Maron was just, I mean, you could tell he was just shitting himself. He was so excited and happy about it. Like, the greatest moment of his life ever.
Yeah, where he does little intro things like, Secret Service has been blocking the street. My neighbors hate me. So it's just like, oh my God, President Obama will be coming into my room any second now. I can't believe this.
I could just picture him like vibrating on his chair. He's so excited about it.
I mean, how excited would you be if he sat down with us? Not that he would, but that'd be insane.
I would really like that. I liked that he just seemed like totally down to earth. Like,
yeah.
Well, and then I listened to the follow-up podcast from Mark Maron that's like the after the president came on the podcast show.
Okay, I didn't listen to that one.
And yeah, that was also really good because they talked more about some of the preparation that went into it and some of Mark's neuroses and things he was worried about and how he and his producer worked together and how it all kind of came together and was a thing. And that was also really cool because they talked about, just how, excited Mark was to have him on there. And then the president gets there and he's like, and then it's just like, he's flesh and blood and he's a guy. Yeah. He's just a dude. He's here in my garage doing the podcast with me. He's just, it was strange that it's, he's a guy. He's just a regular guy who happens to, be the most powerful man on the planet. And he's leader of the free world. Yeah. But he's just, he's very, very nice and handles himself very well and, had ready answers for everything. And
that was one thing I do wonder is if he was only allowed to ask him certain questions or if it was just a spitball session where it's kind of like, hey, you can talk about whatever. Hey, stay away from this topic. Stay away from this topic.
No, yeah. He said it was just totally spitball. Like he talked about, the types of things that he wanted to ask him and that he wanted it to be a Mark Maron interview where he just kind of
go with it.
Where he tries to, get people a little bit out of their comfort zone and just, but get them relaxed to where they can just talk, to where they are just people that he's having a conversation.
Because I think Mark was out of his comfort zone.
Oh yeah. Well, he talked about that. He's like, and it was kind of funny because the president, the roles were kind of flipped and the president was the one who, kind of went out of his way to make me feel more calm and feel better about the whole thing. And he's like, it was just kind of weird the way that whole thing worked out.
I think it's really cool that he did it. And I think it's crazy that the only thing people really criticize him for was using the N-word.
Which is stupid.
It is.
I heard that people were criticizing him. I didn't read any articles or see anybody doing it personally, so I don't even know what kind of criticisms they had for it.
Did you hear the president? There's all headlines the next day after was president uses N-word. President says N-word on air. It's like,
and
yeah, it's a word. He's kind of allowed to say it. I mean, not like he called anybody by the N-word. He just...
Well, yeah, it's not like he used it in a pejorative sense.
Yeah.
It was, in context, it was...
They're talking about race issues.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like he was, saying to Mark, hey, what's up? I mean, it wasn't anything like that. It wasn't in a pejorative sense. It was completely in context, an appropriate thing to say. I don't know why everybody got so knicker-knotted about it.
They had to find something to go after it, and I'm surprised they didn't go, because I know he bashed Fox News a little bit in it.
Oh, like
normal. I'm surprised they didn't take that up and go and run with that.
He should be bashing on the Fox News because,
There are white folks, and then there are ignorant motherfuckers like you.
I saw you grab them, like, oh, wait.
I still just fucking love that. I need to set that on my phone as a ringtone or something again. I could set it for a certain member of my family. Probably several members of my family, actually, but one in particular that I happened to be on the phone with earlier this week, and I was talking to them about my car. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
My car, so Sunday I was out in the yard, doing the yard work, working on trimming and edging and all this shit, and I have one of those power head things, right? It's the little gas powered thing where you can change out the tools at the end of it, so you can have, the blower, the trimmer, the edger, the little tilling machine, and the pole saw, whatever, at the end of this thing, right? And it's like the third one I've had, and after so long, they just fucking die. They wear out. Yeah, they wear out. They're not built to last. They're gas powered, loud, noisy, smelly fucking things so when this one died, I was like, okay, fuck it. And it was in the middle of doing it. It was in the middle of doing the yard.
So you can't leave it half done.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, now I gotta go get something. This time, rather than getting a gas thing, I'm thinking to myself, okay, battery technology and all that has come a long way since I bought this thing. I'll go battery this time. That way I don't have to worry about the gas and the oil and the noise and all of that horse shit. I can just charge up. I don't have to, there's no maintenance other than charging a fucking battery, right? So I go to Lowe's, go in, look at everything, try everything out, pick everything up, play with it. And I'm in there for about an hour or so. And $400 some odd later, walk out of the store with my shit, and I'm walking over to the car. Really, really bright sunny day. And I just noticed that on the driver's side of my car, like the whole driver's side is like rippled. It's like got waves in it and ripples in the metal. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm thinking, is this some kind of trick of the light or whatever? Because my car was really clean and shiny, and, it was so clean and shiny because I took it to this place and had a great, detail done. Thank you. And I thought maybe it's just a trick of the light, right? Maybe it's the car next to it is whatever. And I get closer and no, some asshole hit my car and swiped down the entire driver's side of my car, scraped the fuck out of it, and stretched the metal, and that's why it looked wavy, because it's not just like a surface scratch. Yeah. It's like the whole thing is fucking stretched and scratched. And
so this is probably a bigger truck with a heavy metal bumper on it, I'm
guessing. Probably something like that. And so then I look on the windshield, no note.
Yeah.
Look inside to see if maybe they stuck it in a window or something. Nothing. Went inside, told the people at the customer service desk that it had happened, asked if they could look at their cameras to see if they can identify. They can't tell me. They've got to talk to the insurance company or the police. So then I go out and I call the police. They come out. Really, really nice officer in Sandy came out and helped me and gave me a case, took my statement, went in and said he was going to talk to the store about reviewing the security tapes and everything. Of course, it's Sunday, so the insurance company is closed. I can't call them. Got to call them Monday. Anyway, just a whole big fucking mess of shit. And I have a $1,000 deductible on whatever form of whatever fucking insurance on my auto insurance.
Yeah.
There's collision and liability. I don't know what the fuck. I think they make it deliberately
hard to claim.
Well, and deliberately like you can't just say I want insurance on my car. So if something fucks up on it, you'll fix it, right?
Yeah.
It's split into this, and then you have different limits on all of these different things. So you've got the two main categories, and then within that you have different limits that you can set on it, and that helps determine your ultimate rate. And it's like, fuck it, I just want you to cover all the shit that would happen wrong with my car. I understand there are mechanical problems that I will take care of, but if my car gets hit or if I crash or whatever, you fix this problem for me. I think they make it. It's like they make it as difficult as possible, or so that they can get as much money out of you as possible. Now that I'm thinking of it, I'm sure somebody's going to say, no, it's so that some people can save more money than other people, and blah blah blah. Okay, fine, sure.
It's the ultimate goal of the insurance company, not have to pay you a dime if you do get into an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, so I post about it out on Facebook, and then of course you got people saying, oh, well, you should never have your thing lower than this amount and that amount, and it's like, okay, well, thanks,
now,
Captain shit on my shitty day again, of course, criticize me because I didn't have my, deductible where you personally think it should be, and then you should go the extra mile and say that, the difference in cost is negligible. No, it fucking isn't. If it was negligible, I would have gotten the one with the lower deductible. Obviously. So people just being shitty.
Yeah.
I had a shitty fucking weekend, and then people come and shit on me more.
People stop shitting on Dan.
Shitting shitters, man. And I try to be nice and diplomatic. And sometimes I just want to say, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're okay. And fuck you.
Well, I know I didn't say anything bad on it.
No, you didn't say anything at all.
No, I don't say a whole lot on Facebook. I'm like a Facebook observer. I just see what's going on.
You're a lurker.
Facebook. Yeah, I just observe what's going on. Once in a while I post something.
Yeah, I get that. And I'm if you're listening to the show and you were one of the people who made a shitty comment like that, don't think I'm picking on you. I just had a shitty day. I'm excited to leave tomorrow. I'm not saying you're a horrible person or anything. And I'm sure I can't be sure that you didn't mean to be a huge fucking
it's Facebook. They probably did.
Flapping douchebag, but there are ways that you can communicate with people that can be, while still direct, more diplomatic or nice. And sometimes people don't do that. I don't do that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I've told people, they're like, well, that didn't seem very nice the way you said that. And I'm like, I don't have to use flowery language. I can't control somebody else's feelings, and I'm not saying anybody else should control mine either. I'm just telling you what my reaction was and why. And
well, especially on this show here, we don't always try to be nice to people.
No, fuck people.
I know. But I don't see how you could be so upset this weekend when there was so much positivity.
There was so much
on the Friday.
There was. I just Friday. So Thursday we were talking about the Obamacare.
Yeah.
I fucking sidetracked us. Sorry. Friday I get up and I'm doing my thing in my office upstairs, and I'm working away, and I've just kind of got I've got CNN on in the background, and I've got my tweet deck thing up on my screen, and so I'm, just kind of glancing over every now and then, and I'm listening to CNN, and then they do that little breaking news sound, whoosh, and do-do-do-do-do-do, and
it's today.
We have some exciting news coming in. It appears that, oh yes, we are confirming that the Supreme Court has issued their ruling. And so I wheel around and I start seeing all the tweets, and it's like, right away, SCOTUS affirms, right for same-sex couples to marry. And, so I waited for a few of those and I was like, fuck yes. And so then I go out and I click on the links and I scan through the articles real quick and I get on the Facebooks and decide it's time for me to take a break. It's 9:00. Fine, fucking, and yeah. And then just the whole day, I sat in my office, in between work and then on breaks, just with this shit-eating grin on my face. Like, I couldn't help myself. I was overjoyed and overwhelmed with just a feeling of happiness and satisfaction. And then, as soon as I started seeing other things about Republican responses to it, it was enjoying all of the delicious Schadenfreude and Republican tears.
Their frothiness.
Oh. Yeah, it was overall Friday was just a banner day. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was actually, cause it was 8:00 in the morning when SCOTUS started their ruling. And I was laying in bed and I had on the SCOTUS blog, where the guy's live blogging from there, and it comes out and it comes across the thing. It's like, it said 5-4 for it, and I'm like, it didn't say 4 like it won. It's like 5-4, and it said something else. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And finally, a couple more things,
You just sounded like Obama. Win. What the fuck does that mean? Well, I'm here to tell you.
Luckily, someone on there did tell me, so I'm like, oh, fucking A, right, they won. And it's kind of like, I knew it was going to happen. Then the back of your mind was always that, well, someone could come in there and just fuck up this whole thing. They could be just stupid about this and go with the states' rights thing, which it shouldn't be a state right when you got federal issues on the line.
I don't understand how anybody with any, well, and I think that's probably it. I was going to say, I don't understand how anybody with any decent understanding of civics and how the United States Constitution and our government works can say that this should be a states' rights issue.
Obviously, there's really fucking ignorant because they think SCOTUS passed a law as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a states' rights issue. States' rights are not decided. Civil rights are not decided on a state-by-state level.
Yeah.
We should never have to fucking vote on civil rights. This isn't something that you can say, well, these people are real people, and I would like to be able to vote on what they can and cannot do as a human being.
It's fucking bullshit.
I mean, the 14th Amendment guarantees that this is not a state's fucking issue.
A state has the right to decide their own liquor laws. A state has the right to decide their own highway speeds. A state has their own right to decide smoking ages, how many bars you can have in a town. That's what a state has the right to do.
Yeah. Not say that black and white people can't get married, or the gay people can't get married, or the black people can't attend schools, or anything to do with a person's basic civil rights. Especially when other states are codifying laws. You have same-sex marriage passed in so many other states, and then to say that, well, it may be valid while they live in that state, but if they come to my state, I will tell them to go fuck themselves.
Which is why it got, well, it's actually probably good they did it, because that brought the whole fight even faster coming to the Supreme Court.
Well, yeah, that's
giving them, because it was recognized federally, so on the federal level, so that's why it's not just a state issue, because marriage is not just between a state and the person, it's state and federal.
Yeah. Yeah. And you gotta kind of hand it to a lot of the bigots for having this snowball effect, or putting so many things into place that created a snowball effect where they passed bigoted laws where if they had just left things the way they were, this would have taken a lot more time. Yeah. But they put the pressure on. They're the ones who turned up the heat on the gay community and supporters of the gay community to say, we're not just going to not recognize your rights, we're going to actively seek to deny you rights. We're going to actively say that you cannot do something. Not just, oh, well, we're not going to participate. If you want, whatever, that's cool. Do your thing, or I don't want any part of it. No, they sought to actively deny people their basic civil rights. And because of that, and because they did things like here in Utah with Amendment 3, where they made it part of the state constitution that people of the same sex could not be married. That then put that up for federal review because it came because they put it in the state constitution. Yeah. They could have just made it an ordinance. They could have just, done whatever, but they made it an actual part of the state constitution, which then falls under federal review to make sure that the part of the state constitution you have just changed is not out of line with the federal constitution, because the federal constitution trumps state's constitution. So because they chose to go the extra mile of being such fucking assholes, they cut their own throats. Yeah. I mean, they're the ones that drove this to happen so much faster.
And even with that, I've heard so many other people do the whole line of, well, now the federal government is becoming this big entity. We can't stop it. They're taking over all of our states, issues, and they're deciding for us what we can and can't do. It's like, no, you motherfucker. They've always been above. The federal government is the highest government.
Yeah, and what part
you are below?
And what part of the United States of America do they not fucking understand? If you live in your state, but you are still part of the United States of America. This isn't
Europe.
Yeah, yeah, you don't live in a sovereign fucking state. You don't belong to your own little country. And then people that argue states' rights, it's like, well, there's so much diversity of people and populations, and we should leave these things to the states because
no.
Because you can choose to live in whatever state you want, which is a stupid argument anyway. But then it's like, okay, well, why would you stop at the state level? Why would you say that this should be left up to states? I mean, if you want to say that the federal government can't come into your state and tell you what to do, what's to say that the state government can come into your county and tell your county what to do? And what's to say that the county can come into your city and tell your city what to do, or your city to come into your neighborhood, or your fucking neighborhood to come into your house? Like, that's a stupid fucking argument.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you just stop at states' rights? It's because that's the only fucking buzzword that they ever hear is, well, the Republicans mentioned states' rights, and I don't agree with this decision, and that seems to fit with my worldview, and so I'm going to say that.
And the federal government's taken away all of our religious liberties and our freedoms and everything else. I'm like, nothing has been taken away from anybody.
Yeah,
Something has been given.
You can still hate gay people just as much as you ever did. But now they get to be married while you're hating them. You and your impotent rage.
And once again, all the same arguments that were coming out when interracial marriage became law is coming out again. Mm-hmm. Except for now we have it on Twitter versus in a newspaper headline.
Yeah.
I mean, they all thought the world was going to come to an end. It was biblically wrong. God
shall pass his judgment. The end is nigh. The end days are here.
Yeah, they can't force our church to marry an interracial couple. That's just wrong. We will never do that.
I'm never gonna do that. Yeah, all of the same tired, worn out, ridiculous arguments. Gay marriage or miscegenation should be up to states' rights, and if we don't want black people marrying white people, then we should be able to say that. No, fucker, you can't say that.
I mean,
you know the groups outside the United States who do say things like that and who want to pass the same kinds of laws?
ISIS
is one of them. All of the Islamic countries that choose to follow Sharia law, they want
rail against.
Yeah, the same people that you think are evil. You people fucking disgust me.
It's no different.
Yeah. I was looking at Mrs. Betty Bauer's page today on the Facebook, and she posted on Facebook something that she had tweeted, and it was something like, I'll never agree with all the science I don't understand. And I thought that's perfect. It's not that they know what the fuck they're even talking about. They don't understand at a basic and fundamental level what the fuck is going on, but still think that they should open their goddamn cake holes and say shit about it.
They like opening their cake holes.
And they should stop. They should stop. Or just shove cake in the cake hole. Open it and just throw a piece of cake in.
They like opening their cake hole as long as the cake wasn't forced to be cooked or baked for a gay couple. I mean, forcing them to cook a cake for someone they don't like.
So let's talk about that for a second too, because there's a difference between providing a product and providing a service.
Yes.
If you open your business, there are laws that you have to follow. Some of those laws are anti-discrimination laws. There are certain things that you cannot discriminate against a person for based on either their beliefs or views or your own beliefs or views, right? You can't deny somebody a bit of business because you're a Christian and they're an atheist. There are several ways around that. You can make up whatever fucking excuse you want. You can just say that the message, if they want to have atheist t-shirts printed, you can say, I don't agree with that message, so I don't want it.
I don't feel comfortable printing it.
I don't feel comfortable printing that. I disagree with the message. Whatever you want to say. What you cannot say is, I'm a Christian and you're an atheist and so I will not do business with you. So there's still, you have miles and miles of fucking leeway on what you can still get away with because you're a bigoted asshole. But you do have to follow certain laws and you have to conduct your business in such a way that you conform with those laws. And you can't say that, well, I own my own business and so I don't have to provide these things for everybody.
No?
You
Wrong.
do. Yeah. And like I say, there's a difference between products and services.
Yes.
If you're creating a product for somebody, you cannot, you have much less leeway, I should say.
You are not a participant in the activity.
Yeah, you're not, people who say, well, I don't want to bake a gay cake, or I don't want to make a cake for a gay wedding because then that's me supporting gay marriage. No, it's not. It's you making a fucking cake.
It's you doing the job that you wanted to do.
Let's pretend that you had no idea who was getting married. You're still giving the same fucking thing. You're not you're not going to their wedding. You're not getting them presents. They're paying you for a product.
Well, from the way I understood that initial lawsuit that happened a few years ago that everybody was railing about, that's basically kind of what happened. The person didn't know who they were making the cake for. They had agreed to make this cake ahead of time. Mm-hmm. It came time to get closer to the wedding. The baker found out it was for, was it two? I can't remember if it was 2 men or 2 women. I just knew it was,
I think it was.
Was it women?
I think it was women. I can't remember.
So make a cake for a couple. And then find out that it's a homosexual couple. That's when she's like, I will not make this cake for you. After they had already had it all lined up, it had been agreed upon, they were ready to go get this cake, and everything was good to go, finds out it's for a gay couple, and says no.
And that's horseshit. And the thing about that kills me is you hear people on the right say, oh, well, that's just one person. That doesn't happen all the time. This doesn't happen. Sure, it makes news because somebody decided to make a federal case of it, but that's not the norm. That doesn't happen to people all the time or all that often. You know what? It fucking does. The reason that we know about it is because somebody decided to say enough is enough. You can't bully me around and you can't deny me the same product that you provide to everybody else and that by law you're supposed to provide for me. So you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I have, well, of course I have tons and tons of gay friends, but, years ago, before marriage equality was even a thing here in Utah, I had a couple friends who wanted to get married, and while it wasn't a legal marriage, they still got married at I think it was an Episcopalian church.
Oh, okay.
And, I attended the ceremony and the reception afterward, and we all had a great time. It was a beautiful ceremony. I just was really, really happy for both of them, but in talking to them, during the reception, it was like, wow, this is awesome. Where did you get this awesome cake? And where did you get the decorations? And, where did all these things come from? And how did it all come together? And they started telling me about all, where they got things and who they went through. And I came to find out that they went to, it was at least two bakeries who told them that no, they would not make a cake for a gay couple. And it was at least 2. I think there may have been 3 before they found a bakery that I don't even know if by the time they had been turned down that many times that they just said, we just need a cake. Yeah. They didn't tell them what it was for or anything in order to get the cake.
It's for a photo shoot.
Yeah. And actually, if I remember correctly, they said that, the place that they did get the cake, they were supportive and affirming and we're happy to make a cake for a gay couple. But the other bakeries just turned them down flat because they were gay. And I'm like,
yeah,
motherfuckers, which bakeries were these? And they're like, no, it's fine. We don't want to cause a stink. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're going to do their thing. That's fine. Whatever. And I'm like, no, you can't. Like that sets such a bad precedent and example and leaves other people open to have the same shit done to them that just happened to you. If somebody had gone to those businesses ahead of time before you and had made sure that through whatever actions they were going to take, whether it's suing the baker or whatever, that you wouldn't have had to face that same thing, waste your time, feel the humiliation and the sadness of being discriminated against for an immutable characteristic that you have that just by nature of who you are as a human being, they would say, fuck you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want somebody to do that for you?
And I think that too many people are just willing to lay down and take it like that.
Yeah. Well,
but, I mean, it's kind of, it's
well, and there are some people who are
to,
just non-confrontational, right? And they want to live and let live and let other people do their thing. And I understand that. I mean, not everybody is confrontational. Not everybody wants to raise a stink. It just, but me being me, I have a hard time understanding how somebody can be that way. I understand they exist. I know them. I love them. I think they're great people. I just couldn't ever do that because I just would feel bad knowing that this may happen to somebody else.
Oh yeah.
And I could have maybe done something about it, but I'm choosing not to. But there are so many different variables that come into play there. I mean, they don't want to raise a stink. Maybe they're not out at work. They don't want to call undue attention to themselves. There's a million different things that go into it. But, I'm speaking from a place of privilege where I would fuck those guys. I'll fucking tell them to stick it.
But I know we've discussed I think we've discussed the baker before, but the big question is, why only that one part of the Bible are you worried about? Why not when someone walks in with the wrong kind of linen on, you go, no cake, define the Bible.
Did you get a haircut?
Yeah.
Did you cut the hair of your temples?
I might have.
Have you eaten shellfish lately?
Fuck.
Ever?
Last week?
How about your garden? What do you plant in your garden? Are you mixing those seeds in there?
Well,
do you have a fucking salsa garden going? Because if so, you're going straight to hell.
I'm good on that one because my garden's fucked.
Just, they pick and choose. They pick and choose what they want to believe and what they want to follow. That video you showed, we'll have to play that. The video that you showed me ahead of the podcast.
Yeah.
In listening to that lady, I was like, no fucking way is this like even real. Like, I can't believe that there are people out there really like that. Like, losing her shit over this.
And she's not the only one that has been, I mean, we got the Twitters. We can even bring that up right now while I'm trying to send this over there.
Yeah, are you putting it in the doc there?
Yeah, I'm putting it in the doc. But we got all the crazy Republican tweets just going off and being completely
all of the Republican response?
Shit crazy, yeah.
Conservatives go unhinged on Twitter after marriage equality decision. This is from BlueNationReview.com. Says conservatives are certainly having a terrible, no good, very bad week. The assault on Obamacare failed once again in the Supreme Court, and marriage equality became the law of the land. So what is a social conservative to do in the wake of such defeats? Roll up their sleeves, crack their knuckles, and do what they do best. Complain.
Yeah.
Curated for your maximum entertainment, here are some tweets from social conservatives reacting to the SCOTUS marriage equality ruling. Governor Abbott saying Christians are under siege from the same-sex marriages they don't have to have. This is Greg Abbott of Texas. Quote, marriage was defined by God. No man can redefine it. We will defend our religious beliefs. Hashtag TCOT. What is that Twitter conservative or the conservatives of Twitter or something like that? I don't know. And I see TCOT on there and I'm just like, asshole. That's my mind just automatically translates it to that.
I think teabag.
We have Brian Fisher saying, from a moral standpoint, 626 is now our 9/11.
Are you fucking...
Sure, because there were 3,000 people that were murdered that day.
Yeah. I mean, all those sperms that got dyed in gay.
That got died.
I don't know.
Were they little rainbow-colored sperms coming out? Number 2 from Mr. Brian Fisher. June 26, 2015. The day the twin towers of truth and righteousness were blown up by moral jihadists. Fuck you, Brian Fisher.
You know what? We should take that and run with it. We should have t-shirts that say moral jihadists on it. I don't know what the picture would be. Like, you have like that shirt you got right now have like moral jihadists, like moral on top, jihadists at the bottom, a picture in the middle of just.
Would it be like, I don't know, like a couple crosses kind of in a building shape with like giant penises flying into them? Or?
I say we have it say moral jihadists, and in the middle you got, King Kong, not King Kong, Godzilla. Godzilla pushing the 2 crosses over.
Maybe King Kong scaling one of them. I don't know. Holding Brian Fisher in his hand hostage.
So you t-shirt makers out there, make this t-shirt for us. You got our brains in your hands.
Blown up by moral jihadists. Well, and so June 26th is kind of a big day, right? It's when I believe Windsor was announced.
Doma was shot down. And now the same-sex marriage victory in. So I do wonder if SCOTUS did that on purpose. Like, well, Friday will mark the anniversary.
I think they probably.
That's why they didn't do it previously. Because I kind of thought it was a big one. Either it's going to be right at the beginning or right at the end.
Yeah.
It was the one that everybody's looking forward to. So that's why I was like.
After they didn't do it on Thursday, I thought, okay, they'll do it Monday then.
Yeah.
And so I had a bunch of other shit going on. And so while I was elated and thrilled and wonderfully happy all day long about all of this, I was sad that I had to miss all of the evening celebrations and parties and shit. But
I went.
Yeah.
It was hot as fuck out there at the park.
Hot as fuck.
I think everybody thought I was crying, but I was just trying to wipe the sweat out of my eyeballs.
Look, Ryan's overcome with emotion. You don't ever see this much emotion from him.
I mean, I don't cry much in public, but some of those things people were saying were kind of weepy-eyed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've gotten weepy-eyed listening to Mark talk before.
Yeah.
From Governor Mike Huckabee. Is he a governor anymore? I don't think he is he? Is he still just using that?
He's just using that. Yeah. That Governor Mike Huckabee.
We must resist and reject judicial tyranny, not retreat.
And I got a video of his too in one of these things. That's pretty good.
He's just such a bloviating dickhead. I can't. He makes me so angry. So the thing about the SCOTUS decision, I haven't had that much to drink yet.
No, you haven't even had half of one yet.
Yeah. So the thing about the SCOTUS decision that I was actually surprised by was how close a vote it was.
Oh, yeah.
I thought for sure that there's no way that it could come in under 6-3. I figure 6-3 was the starting point. And I thought, it might even come in at 7-2.
I didn't think they were going to get 7, but I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking 6.
Yeah, I thought for sure Roberts would not want his name going down in the history books as being that fucking guy.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
But he did.
Yeah. I mean, I knew for sure Scalia would vote against it.
Yeah, because the Affordable Care Act had 6 votes for.
Yeah.
And that, I thought, would...
So I knew for a fact Scalia would never vote for it. Yep. So he was definitely going to be one of the no's. And then I thought, maybe Alito, maybe he would side with the people on the right side of history. And then I thought maybe Thomas.
Yeah.
The black man
I saw before they even had the thing with him preaching at colleges, he wasn't going to go.
Well, who is married to a white woman whose marriage was illegal until a Supreme Court decision reversed that? That maybe he would pull his head out of his enormous ass.
Say, if it wasn't for people before me fighting like these people are, I wouldn't be able to marry my wife.
Right. Maybe he really fucking hates his wife. I don't know. So I thought maybe Alito, maybe Thomas. I thought for sure Roberts would have voted the other way. But I knew Scalia. I would have been the only thing better than the decision coming out would, of course, been, more votes for it.
Yeah.
But the greatest thing ever, I think, would have been everybody except Scalia voting for it. Like, you're your own little asshole island.
In 8-1. That would have been awesome. It would have been awesome to see a sweep, but
and then just have him like, No.
What was the final decision on DOMA? How close was that? I can't remember how close that one was even.
I don't remember what the vote on DOMA was. Let's look it up here on the interwebs.
The interwebs, the Googles has everything that we need.
The DOMA decision
was 5-4.
Wow.
So it was the same.
I am guessing it was probably the same people voting on either side. Let's see.
There's another.
Yep. Yeah, it was the same vote breakdown. Dissenting. Well, that's weird. Yeah, like I said, I thought maybe Alito, maybe Thomas, but apparently not.
There's some hardcore Bible thumping.
Well, and that's the other thing that kills me is that they should know that their religious beliefs should play absolutely no fucking part.
Yes.
In their decisions on what constitutes our laws, right? We're set up as a secular government. Or should be. I mean, that was the intent of the framers.
But it's not working that way nowadays.
I think it still is, but you have people like David Barton leading the charge against, it's this revisionist history.
Yeah.
It's this revisionist history with people like David Barton and Mike Huckabee and Rick Santorum, the ultra right wing of the ultra right wing, just not paying attention at all to what actually happened in history and what, the actual words in the Constitution and the intent behind them, and just saying, no, God wouldn't want it, so therefore you can't be right.
Well, I know what they meant. I know what they were interpreting this from the Bible, and the Bible says this.
I mean, they read everything and look at everything with Bible tinted glasses.
Yeah.
They don't look at it objectively. It's what would God say and do, and then how do I need to alter the world around me in order to fit within that framework? Yeah. Makes me angry.
You should be able to find that crazy lady now if you want to play that, because it is quite humorous.
Oh yeah. Yes, it is. I want to open this up and I'll pause it.
Okay.
And we can comment.
Okay.
As we're going through this, cause it's fucking nuts. I honestly didn't think, just this picture of her face. So you pulled this from queerty.com. Christian extremist records herself imploding over marriage equality in must-see video.
It says must see. Let's take a look at it.
This is from Ellettsville, Indiana resident Becky Wegner Rommel. Let's listen to what she has to say about things.
I'm cleaning, and this is a really sad day for me today, and it's a very sad day
her dog died.
For a lot of Christ.
She obviously didn't get into her barber.
No.
Followers, because today our government decided that everything that God created his church to be, as man, as woman, Adam and Eve.
Which church is she talking about?
I don't know. And she needs to prove that this God exists in the first place and laid down these laws and created this country.
Yeah, which God is she referring to and which church is she talking about? I'm
going to wager she's not talking about the God of Abraham.
No, she is, I'm sure, because she mentioned Adam and Eve.
Islam. I was going with that side of Abrahamic religions.
Right. Yeah. Not the God of Muhammad.
Yeah.
5 justices decided that God was wrong.
No, they didn't.
No.
They didn't talk about God at all.
No. And when has God ever been right?
Never, because he doesn't fucking exist.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand what she means by 5 justices decided God was wrong. And these are all Christian justices.
Yes.
What? God damn it. Ugh.
And now is the time that Christians have a voice.
Yeah, because 76% majority in the United States of Christians never had a fucking voice before.
Oh no, they've been silenced for quite some time now.
I mean, it wasn't until the year 2015 that gay people now have a right to vote, but Christians now have a voice.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people say, you Christians, you're not into the times. You're not into times. You gotta it's 2015. God did not change. His word is truth. Your word isn't truth. My word isn't truth.
Great, then we can stop there until you shut the fuck up.
So is the earth still flat?
Right. No.
Wait.
No.
Plants grow without sun?
I love how she says, your word isn't the truth, my word isn't the truth. Why the fuck are you talking then? Just shut your fucking mouth, lady.
God's word is truth. And God says that marriage is between a man and a woman.
Where
does God say that? Where does God say that marriage is between a man and a woman?
He gives instructions on how much a wife is worth. Rules about raping and marrying.
Yeah, there are rules that if you rape somebody and you're caught, you have to marry her after you pay for her, of course.
Yeah, but nothing about who you are allowed to marry.
Yeah,
just rules on rape and how much they're worth and value of your property.
Yeah.
I don't care if you think I'm judging you. The fact.
Okay.
She doesn't care if we think she's judging people when I'm pretty sure it says in the Bible that you should judge people because that's God's job. But God's word doesn't change.
Yeah, so since God obviously can't tell us, she's got to tell us for us.
She's God's interpreter.
Yeah.
With a shitty hairdo and a giant fucking mouth.
Oh yeah, she's been in some alleys.
She's been in some alleys.
Oh, back alleys, $5.
Oh God, she looks. Yeah, she's been ridden hard and put away wet.
Fact is, the God of the universe, He is the truth. Jesus Christ, not Muhammad. Okay, it's just like these Islamic extremists.
Extremists.
I have a lot of extreme lists. Most of them are extreme things I would like to do before I die on my
Give myself
list.
A blowjob. These are the things on my extreme list.
Get lessons from Ron Jeremy.
Extremists. Okay? They're not just extremists. They're Islamic. President Obama, Islamic. Extremists. I am so sick of people being lukewarm.
I want to spit them out of my mouth.
I know, you can't eat them as well when they're lukewarm. Well, if you get them nice and hot, they're easier to eat.
That comes from the biblical passage. Is it? Let's see.
Biluki?
Oh, sorry. It almost said bukkake. I was lukewarm Bible passage. It's something about be thou.
So becomes you lukewarm.
Yeah, neither hot nor cold. I am about to spit you out. Let's see. Let me open this here, and we'll open it on the BibleGateway.com.
I think that was God wanting to
was
eat you.
Was it Luke? I was going to say, I thought
Luke
it was Luke.
13 something.
I thought it was from the book of Luke. And it's basically saying, you need to pick a side. You need to do one thing or another. I'm tired of people who can't make up their mind. Let's change this from the NIV to the Mormons' favorite King James Version. And
let's see what changes.
Oh, this is Revelation 3:16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So it's that whole, pick a side, make up your mind, don't be willy-nilly. Woohoo, gold! So she's ranting about people being lukewarm.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
All these people saying they're Christians and are on the Facebook going, yay! I'm so proud of those justices. Are you a Christian?
No.
Oh my gosh! Do you read the same Bible I read?
Yeah.
I doubt she actually reads the Bible. No. She probably has passages read to her.
Or nice fluffy ones on the wall.
Very slowly while somebody strokes her hair and calms her.
You can't stroke that hair. You'd get cut.
This is what it says. This is what it says. Be fine, be fine.
Okay, all I want to know is truth.
Nope.
I don't care.
Bullshit. She doesn't want to know truth.
Truth defined by your views.
Yeah.
What you think. I don't care what you think about my opinion, because you know what?
I don't care what you think about my opinion, so I'm going to make a 4.5 fucking minute video to tell you what it is that apparently nobody will care about.
Except for
really
300,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're my Facebook friend, but Christians are little Christ. Those are people that follow Christ. That means we don't.
Did she say little Christ?
Little Christ.
Christians are
little Christ.
I need to back that up just a little bit there. Christians are little
Christians are little Christ. Those are people that follow Christ. That means we believe that when babies are born, when they're conceived, it said, Jesus said, I knew you before you were conceived. That means that they are not to be aborted, okay?
Yeah, then she gets into a crazy rant about abortion.
Jesus. They're little Jesuses.
So I haven't seen that many midget Christians running around. So that's what when you say little Jesuses, that's what I imagine. Not to be mean.
I think they prefer the term little people.
Little, yeah. Mean lady.
Seen very many Christian little people, or Christian little Jesus.
Okay. It means that a man and a wife are to be married. Okay? That's what God said.
Once again,
I'm telling you what God said. Now, if you don't want to like me.
She's waving at us. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what the God of Abraham, Jacob, has said. And he said that because of your sinfulness.
Jesus, she's losing her goddamn mind.
Oh, yeah.
She's fucking waving her arms around all crazy.
He came to
in me
die on a cross because of you. The very people that are just like spitting him in his face.
Spitting him in his face.
So God died on the cross for me. I never even met the dude.
I don't give a fuck if he died on it for me or not.
The least he could have done was give me $5 before he left.
Well, and like Matt says, like, what kind of fucking sacrifice is that? He knows what's gonna happen, and it's like a weekend of torture for an eternity as vice god.
Yeah.
I would do that. Fuck yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat.
It's like the whole question of, hey, how much would it cost you to suck another guy off if you're not gay?
Say that again?
Like, we get at work, like, the question is like, what's the price?
Oh, okay, yeah.
$1 million?
Yeah.
$2 million? What's it worth to you?
Yeah. Well, what do you got? What do you got in your budget? What do you got in your budget? We'll talk.
But there we go. He gets to have eternity as a vice god. What's it worth to him?
Yeah, an unlimited budget. Yeah. Unlimited budget.
I'll get tortured for a weekend and sleep for 3 days and wake up and go be vice god. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, in some religions, not even vice god. You're the man.
Yeah.
You're one in the Godhead. You are the man. This lady.
Right now. He loved you so much. He died the sinner's death. Now someone's got to pay for our sin. He did it on the cross for you.
So I can sin.
Now is the day that you accept him as Lord and Savior, and you ask for forgiveness and tell him, Lord, I made a mess of my life and I need you.
It sounds like she should do that, but then set it all aside and calm down. Calm yourself.
And get her hair done right and less makeup on the face.
She's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Please, Christians, please make a stand.
What are they gonna fucking do?
I think they're gonna crucify someone else to get rid of more sins.
Oh, they should start with Mike Huckabee.
You know what? He would be a great sacrifice. I think he would be down.
I think if we were able somehow to convince Mike Huckabee that he was sent here to die for other people's sins.
I mean, we don't have to tell him.
If we would only be able to crucify him.
He might fight it a little bit to start off, but so did Jesus.
He'll fucking whine and cry about it. Talk about how heavy the cross is and how much that whip hurts. Fucking crybaby.
He'll keep saying no, not again.
It's a weekend. Fucking get over it. Relax. You're gonna be fine.
Make a stand for what you believe in. Don't just sit there and say you don't care. Oh, dear Jesus in heaven, I just pray that these people wake up, Lord, that they see that our nation, the very men that made our Constitution, they believed in you as...
No.
Actually, yeah, most of them did.
No.
They may have believed there was an afterlife or some higher power, but most of them definitely did not believe that Jesus Christ was that higher power.
Deists at best, and several of them, I believe our first 3 presidents talked shit about Christianity all the fucking time.
How horrible of an institution it was, how you should get rid of the institution of religion and all that stuff,
Lord and Savior, these men did not expect our country to have this happen. I just pray that you forgive us, Lord. Forgive us, cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Help us, Lord. Help us, the people that are Christians, help us be strong in the midst of this battle, Lord. I just pray this in Jesus' name. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. I love you guys.
I love you guys.
I know a lot of you don't agree with me, and you don't have to.
Well, good, because...
But I agree with Jesus, and I take his side. And I still love you, though. Bye.
It didn't seem like she loved people that much. She's like,
she's fucking crazy.
You're taking us to hell. We're all gonna die. You need to repent now. God's dead.
She's just fucking straight up nuts, man. Fucking crazy. Off her rocker, insane. Jesus.
That's what she said quite a bit.
Yeah, she's fucking... when you first showed me that video, what did I say? Like, this isn't real.
Oh yeah, that's why I told you. I'm like, this isn't a Betty video. This is a straight up kooky lady. I mean, she almost had a little bit of that Betty look, unrefined Betty look going on, because she's all 1950s housewife. She had the makeup of a 1950s housewife, but... Ben
Shapiro, I'm going back to that other article we were looking at their tweets. Ben Shapiro, SCOTUS declares itself God, redefines marriage and rights. I don't remember seeing that in any of the majority decision at all. I don't recall anybody saying,
I think
we're God now. But, I mean, with all of the contradictions in voting and infighting, it could be that they are God.
How are we to know?
Consistency.
Nobody shall know God.
Yeah. You can't.
They could be God.
You'll never see that, mofo. His frothiness Rick Santorum spoke out on Twitter and said, today, 5 unelected judges redefine the foundational unit of society. I thought the foundational unit would be like an individual person. Like, I mean, if you're getting down to the foundation, right? The foundation of a society
would be a happy person who does good work, contributes to society.
Well, I mean, like he said, the foundational unit, like not the coupling of a foundational unit, like the foundational unit. If you break it down to the minimum, it's one person. That's a unit. That's one unit.
Or it's just a dirt.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. What did you fart?
No. Oh, it's probably jackasses outside with fireworks.
Oh yeah,
celebrating their freedoms.
It's that time of year.
Yeah. I'm sure it was when the neighbors doing fireworks. Yeah, so, all of the right-wingers had a meltdown.
Oh, yeah.
Almost as much as that
crazy
Becky Wegner-Rummel from Ellettsville, Indiana.
It would have been funny if her last name was Romney.
Ms. Rummel. We've talked about Mike Huckabee a little bit.
You can either play the video or read the text. There's a video at the bottom with his whole spiel in it.
You know, I think I've seen this one before, and I think the video's okay. Did you watch the video?
I did.
She want me to play the video?
The video will have the same texts that are in most of this stuff here.
Let's see. I'll just read through this real quick. So this is from forwardprogressives.com. The title of the story is Mike Huckabee goes on insane rant. I will call down fire from heaven if I have to. And
he's not even in the U.S. for this video. He's over in the supposedly where God will return over there. And
I think he's in Israel.
Israel, yeah.
So the writer of the story says, I'm ashamed to admit it wasn't all that long ago that I actually considered Mike Huckabee an example of a decent Republican. To be fair, I didn't know a great deal about the man when I believed such a thing, but I just never recall him being this fucking bizarre. He doesn't say fucking, but I added that because I like the fuck word. Anyway, the few stories I had come across, that sounds gay. The few stories I had come across about him always seemed fairly sane, and I never remember seeing anything from the man as absurd as I've seen here lately. I'm not exactly sure if he's always been this outlandish, or he's simply putting in these radical ways, or he's simply behaving in these radical ways to pander to the ultra-religious wing of the Republican Party in the hopes that their support might be enough to give him the GOP nomination in 2016. Take, for instance, a recent rant he went on, this is worded clumsily, where he said that he's ready to stand alone if he must and call down fire from heaven to cast out false prophets. Quote, God wants us to take a stand in the gap, Huckabee said, and sometimes my heart's broken because in our own country, a lot of pastors will stand in the pulpit, but they won't stand in the gap. We wonder why our culture has turned godless. We wonder why people don't grow up understanding the fundamentals of natural law, the moral basis of our Judeo-Christian founding as a nation. Might it be that the problem is not the history classes in our high schools, but the pulpits of America who have not taken what they even believe and applied it to the pulpit and to the people?
No, I think the problem is that schools actually teaching children proper history and not your twisted version of history.
Yeah, your twisted revisionist Jesus to the hilt fucking version of history. Here's a fun fact. Huckabee is worth $5 million. I can't help but wonder what Jesus Christ, and God for that matter, would think of someone having that much money, while millions of our most needy, many of whom are children, go to bed hungry every night. It just seems a bit hypocritical for a multi-millionaire to have the gall to accuse others of being false prophets. Quote, I stand here on Mount Carmel today, he continued, and I hope that, if called upon, I would be willing to stand all by myself and to call fire from heaven and believe that God will answer, even if there are hundreds and hundreds of false prophets on the other side. You may stand here someday and be called upon to call the fire from heaven. I hope you're ready to believe that God will answer that prayer. He's basically saying that he hopes that people will have the courage to pray to their God that he fucking kills hundreds and hundreds of people, if not thousands or millions. I hope that you'll be brave enough to call heaven's fire down to wipe out the sinners, wipe them off the face of the earth like the blight they are.
And they complain about Islam being a bad religion.
Yeah. If Mike Huckabee, and this guy wants his finger on the fucking button.
I mean, the only difference between right-wing, crazy conservative Christians and Islam, or extremist Muslims or Islamics, is that the Islamics are acting on their thoughts. Christians just haven't acted on those thoughts yet.
Some of them do.
Some do. Yes, some do. But if they did it in mass, we would have our own ISIS in the U.S.
Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Burn them down.
That was a Christian terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if he's completely unaware, the story continues, that a good portion of the human race doesn't subscribe to the Christian religion. Does he really believe that? After centuries of horrific atrocities having been committed by humans and continuing to be carried out by them, such as slavery, genocide, rape, and murder, marriage equality, and equal rights for homosexuals are going to be the tipping point where God finally says, okay, that's enough, people.
they're more outraged and then thinking that their God's going to be offended by two consenting adults that love each other getting married versus allowing homeless people to live on the streets and not giving them help, to, orphan children in other countries, to all the other problems that we have going on.
Oh, yeah.
That God preached against, supposedly, that they don't care about those things, but helping the weak and the poor and the needy. But as soon as two loving couples are able to get married that they don't agree with, fucking all hell's going to break loose.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't it? I mean, because obviously it's much more icky.
It's icky in the buddy.
I don't understand why people get so upset about what other people do in the privacy of their own homes.
Exactly.
Like if you like they develop this thought in their mind of what must be happening behind the closed doors, right? Clearly, one guy's doing something else with the other guy. They're not just docking. They're doing other things they shouldn't be doing. They're touching their really naughty bits.
Where was that Christian swinger church? Was it in like Florida or something?
Sounds about right, but I can't remember for sure.
I just remember hearing about it. I'm like, I want their take on marriage equality. Because after all, these are their Christians. In their church, they go there and they swap wives. I mean, I wonder if they're okay with it. Because obviously I don't... Well, God probably doesn't care if they swap wives. I don't know. Did he say anything? He never said anything.
Polygamy has it been a thing throughout?
Since God didn't say anything, it's now a states' right issue.
Yeah, that's... I don't... They get so fucking upset over these things, and yet there are real harms being done to people all the time that they don't fucking seem to care about. You never see anybody holding huge rallies and protests against divorce.
No.
That is in the Bible, that you shouldn't be divorced. Why are they not out there holding pickets and saying that the Supreme Court needs to make a decision in this and the president needs to act and we need to put legislation forth that people can't get divorced? Rush Limbaugh would be run out on a fucking rail.
They have no problem calling all homosexual men pedophiles.
Rush Limbaugh, fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Most of the people running or acting as mouthpieces for the Republican Party have had more than one marriage.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, they got no problem.
This institution that is so sacrosanct, so perfect, and so needing of protection from the awful gays who won't respect it.
And I actually had someone honestly tell me, where I was having this argument with them, or discussion, it maybe turned into a little bit of an argument, where I said, I have had many friends.
Did it end with a throat punch?
No, because we were at work and that's not allowed.
Oh, okay.
I was saying that I'm like, we were having the gay marriage discussion. This was probably about a year ago. This guy going, why can't they? Why not? Well, 'cause they can't get married in a church. It's not marriage. And I'm like, so you have to be married in a church for it to be marriage? Of course you do. It has to be you're only married if you got married in a church. I'm like, what about all my friends that have never had a preacher preside over, that had no religion, never in a church? Well, they're not actually married. They just got a civil union. I'm like, no, they're fucking married.
Yeah. No.
It's a marriage. A marriage does not require religion. You are the one who make it fucking religious.
They got a marriage license. Not a civil union license.
Yeah.
It's marriage license.
But his thing goes, unless you got married in a church before God, it is not marriage.
It wasn't holy matrimony, but it was still marriage.
And holy matrimony, that's your own thing. You want to fucking call it that? Call it that.
Yeah.
There's nothing holy about it. I mean, if anything,
you want to do your own special thing where you cook chickens and wave your hands in the air at a fucking invisible sky wizard, do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't, that's your religion, your bag, but don't tell other people they can't have the civil institution of a marriage and seek to deny them their civil rights based on your belief in some magic sky daddy.
And I saw one on a comment board where they're talking about the LDS church saying, the LDS church, in order for you to have a legit marriage, you have to be married in the temple. Otherwise, you can have your normal wedding, but in order for you to actually get to heaven and be with your wife, you have to have a temple wedding.
Yes. The LDS church, you have to be married in the temple.
But they don't look at any other person's marriage as false or not real.
Well, it's just not as not as good.
Yes.
It's not as good. And if that's what they choose, that's fine. Then I'll just have more of God's light upon me instead. They won't be offering any shade. You know, they'll be in the terrestrial kingdom if they're lucky. Possibly the celestial kingdom with all of the sinners and rapists. But, you know, I will be there in God's full glory in the celestial kingdom because I got married in the temple.
But as soon as gays want to get married, it's a complete abomination against God.
Yeah.
Well, aren't every other marriage then, besides what you consider to be a true marriage, an abomination against God?
Well, see, Ryan, the thing is that with gay marriage, it's not just that they're going to be married, it's that then they're going to be doing some wicked acts and horrible things in the bedroom and touching their naughty bits on other naughty bits with their things that they shouldn't be touching with the naughty bits.
Oh, I know Mormons do it in the butt all the time.
No. Well, maybe before marriage, but that's only because they want to keep themselves pure and virginal.
And virginal?
Virginal. They don't want to spoil God's fruits. They don't want to spoil God's fruits before they're sealed in holy matrimony.
Did you know it actually says in the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, that anal sex is illegal, oral sex is illegal, and any sexual position outside of missionary is illegal against the UCMJ.
Really?
I don't know if it's still in there, but I know when I went through basic training,
the blue laws of the UCMJ.
We were going through there and it's like, are you like no anal, no oral, and only missionary?
Dude,
like,
almost every
MJ.
military member I know would be out in a fucking heartbeat. I made a
every
comment,
one of them.
I made a comment somewhere on the Facebook earlier this week that, you know, way back, I got unfriended in real life and on Facebook by a bunch of Christian friends when this was back in the day when Facebook was just kind of getting its firm footing and more people were joining. This was back in the day when the digital form of communication was email, chain emails that you'd send to everybody and you'd copy your friends and whatever. And, you know, so I'd have these little debates that I now hold on Facebook through email with my Christian friends at the time. And, you know, because I lived in Clearfield, of course, I had quite a few military friends who lived in my neighborhood and whatever. And we got in this big thing where they were talking about gays and how horrible that is. And it was, you know, back when marriage equality was being discussed. You know, I mean, we've been talking about it for a long fucking time now, right? And one of them was saying, well, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting what they do in bed. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's the same thing that you do in bed.
Yeah. And I don't want to think about you doing that in bed either.
I don't do that with some dude. And I'm like, you want the same thing and you have the same sexual practices they do, but just with somebody of the opposite sex. You still give and receive oral sex. And I know you like to stick your dick in your wife's butt. You fucking talk about that shit all the time, dude. Not only do you fucking talk about it, you say how much you like that versus sticking it in her vagina. So don't tell me that is a horrible thing and it's gross because you fucking love that. You do that shit all the time and you talk about it and you think it's wonderful. Yep. These people also like to feel that and think it's wonderful. It's just that they happen to share the same parts and it doesn't fucking matter because they're still compatible.
Yeah.
You're doing this with your wife. Maybe your wife is into it. Maybe she's not, but I know you fucking love it. You love sticking it in her ass.
If you didn't love it, you wouldn't be doing it all the time.
And if you didn't love it, and you wouldn't fucking talk about it like it's the greatest thing since sliced fucking bread.
And that's probably the same guy who will have no problem going around work talking about how he just got done fucking his wife in the ass. But if a gay guy comes in and starts talking about how he fucked his boyfriend in the ass, he'd be completely disgusted and tell him to stop. And I'm like, what the fuck's the difference?
Yeah.
Why is it okay for you to go around talking about fucking your wife in the ass, but if someone comes in that's of the same sex and they have a relationship going on and they start talking about their sex acts, what's the fuck's the difference?
Well, I could never take it in my ass. I bet you could. I bet you could. In fact, I bet you do. I can't tell you how many fucking Christian people I know who, in talking to their wives, the wives would say how much their husbands like to finger in the ass. And I'm like, that's not really for me. I feel weird. Like anybody gets near that for me, and I'm like, what? Hey, what's going on back there? Stop it! Get away from me!
I just pooped an hour ago. I don't know if I wiped it well enough.
Don't stay away from there. But I know that there's lots and lots of people who just fucking love that, and then they're just huge fucking hypocrites about it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I pointed this out, and it was like, the reply I got was like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! I will come over there and burn your fucking house down, you piece of shit, you motherfucker! You're a faggot, probably." I mean, just this raging fucking email. I'm like, oh, I guess we're not friends anymore. I'm like, calm the fuck down, man.
Contact deleted.
Yeah. And that was the last time I really had any conversation with him. Actually, that same guy, I ran into at a fucking supersonic car wash like 7 or 8 years later. And he was just like, "Hey, Dan, how you doing, man? Long time no see. What's new? What's shaking?"
I got that gas can for your house over here.
And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" Maybe you don't remember the last conversation we had as well as I do. But you're much more friendly right now than I thought you would ever be.
Yeah, that would be one of those people where I figure you would see him next and he might give a glance your way, realize that's that fucker, and walk the opposite direction.
Yeah, like, look over, see me, walk out to his truck to grab his gun, like, "I'll be right back, motherfucker. You wait right there."
"You got a bulletproof vest on? Take it off."
Yeah, it was just, I mean, like, he lost his fucking mind. Like, and I think it was because I'll still have the email somewhere I could find, but I'll bet it was just because I worded it in such a way that there was absolutely no escape from it. Like, you have to acknowledge that this is a sex act you fucking like. Not even that you like, but that you prefer to traditional heterosexual sex. This is your favorite fucking thing, dude. You can't tell me that then when other people do it, who just happen to have the same parts, that it's icky or whatever, you know?
You know what would have been funny? If when you saw him 4 years later, you're like, "Hey, and here's my boyfriend. We're getting married next month in Washington, D.C., where it's now legal. We're fighting." Be like, "I knew it."
I had a feeling. It was probably a little bit of fear from all the threats you threw at me initially,
but then you realized, wow,
this is coming from a place of personal hurt, okay? I was in a dark place.
But
I know you were. You said you loved that.
Yeah. But at one point in time, you had to hide it.
Well, sure you did. I have members of my family who have since deceased that other members of my family have no idea that these people were gay.
Yeah. And that's why I think when people are always like, "Well, why is it just happening now? What's just happening now?" I'm like, because until like was it the 60s when they nationally it became illegal to criminalize homosexuals?
It became illegal to criminalize homosexuals?
Because when I was looking at that timeline earlier of all the stuff that happened throughout history, and it wasn't that long ago, within the last 50 years, where because here we got there's 1948 with Kinsey coming out with the Kinsey scale.
Yeah. Publishes sexual behavior in the human male. From his research, Kinsey concludes that homosexual behavior is not restricted to people who identify themselves as homosexual, and that 37% of men have enjoyed homosexual activities at least once. I wonder what those activities were.
I mean, in 1948, the activity might have been...
Is it popping her in the pooper, or is it...
It could have been something just different than it is nowadays.
It says, while psychologists and psychiatrists in the 1940s considered homosexuality a form of illness, the findings surprised many conservative notions about sexuality. I don't understand why they would be so surprised, because many of them practiced it.
Probably. Then we have November 11th, 1950 in Los Angeles. Gay rights activist Harry Hay founds America's first national gay rights organization in an attempt to change public perception of homosexuality. The Mattachine Society aims to eliminate discrimination, derision, prejudice, and bigotry, to assimilate homosexuals into mainstream society, and to cultivate the notion of an ethical homosexual culture.
There's just no such thing in the eyes of Jesus.
Well, Jesus H. Christ.
Then in December of 1950, a Senate report titled Employment of Homosexuals and Other Sex Perverts in Government, Jesus, is distributed to members of the Congress after the federal government had covertly investigated employees' sexual orientation at the beginning of the Cold War. The report states since homosexuality is a mental illness, homosexuals constitute security risks to the nation because, quote, those who engage in overt acts of perversion lack the emotional stability of normal persons. Over the previous few years, more than 4,380 gay men and women had been discharged from the military and around 500 fired from their jobs with the government. The purging will become known as the Lavender Scare.
And that's only people who they knew were homosexual and were out. Imagine how many employees were fearing for their jobs, for their lives, if they found out their actual true feelings or their actual, instead of having to hide their life as a straight person, pretending they're in love with a woman or a wife. Because I bet even if they weren't getting married, that probably seemed odd. Like, oh, you're 35 years old and you're a single male that lives alone, but you have a couple male companions over there. What's going on here?
Dude. I remember my buddy from Wisconsin that I told you was from Rhinelander.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the Air Force, single guy. He'd been married before, had a kid. She found a Jody boy while he was out on deployment.
Oh yeah.
And left him. They got divorced and he was, mid-30s looking at 40 as a single guy. And he's like, I know people in my neighborhood look at me like I'm some kind of fucking weirdo because it's just me living at my house. He's like, I'll have you over here every now and then. We'll play horseshoes and shit, but, we'll sit around and drink beer, but, I date on rare occasion, but I don't live with any girls. I'm not looking to get married. And I know there are people in the neighborhood who probably look at me fucking sideways because I'm not married.
I get the same thing at work half the time.
Oh yeah.
People are like, dude, you're 31. You don't talk about fucking women all the time. Are you gay? I'm like, no.
You have to talk about fucking women. Tell us who you put your penis in last.
I'm like,
Ryan.
I just have more respect than that for myself to talk to you about every sexual experience
and the
I've ever
women
had.
that I may have put my penis inside.
I mean, that's really not any of your fucking business.
And I don't have anything to fucking prove to you.
Yeah, so they're all like, well, you must be gay then. I'm like, oh, you can believe whatever the hell you want.
Hey, if that makes you feel better about yourself, sure, buddy. Whatever.
Then we got April of 1952. The American Psychiatric Association lists homosexual as a sociopathic personality disturbance in the first publication of Diagnostics and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Immediately following the manual's release, many professionals in medicine, mental health, and social services criticized the categorization due to lack of empirical and scientific data.
Sciences. Anyway, we move on to 1953. A year later in April, President Dwight Eisenhower signs Executive Order 10450 banning homosexuals from working for the federal government or any of its private contractors. The order lists homosexuals as security risks along with alcoholics and neurotics, which is, fast forward to this year and last year with Obama signing executive orders saying that all federal employees and contractors have to recognize that.
Yeah.
You can't discriminate on that.
Yeah. Then we got September 21st, 1955. In San Francisco, the daughter of Bilitis becomes
the Daughters of Bilitis.
The Daughters of Bilitis becomes the first lesbians' rights organization in the United States. The organization hosts social functions providing alternatives to lesbian bars and clubs, which are frequently raided by the police.
Well, that was the other thing. They had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
There were very few places where homosexuals could congregate and just relax and be themselves. And then when the police or the locals would find out about these places, they would send the police to go and raid them and kick them out. And that was a huge thing with Stonewall, right?
Yes.
Moving on to August 30th of 1956. American psychologist Evelyn Hooker shares her paper, The Adjustment of the Male Overt Homosexual, at the American Psychological Association Convention in Chicago. After administering psychological tests such as the Rorschach to groups of homosexual and heterosexual males, Hooker's research concludes homosexuality is not a clinical entity and that heterosexuals and homosexuals do not differ significantly. Hooker's experiment becomes very influential, changing clinical perceptions of homosexuality.
It's like they were looking for something wrong within their brain, and like, we can't find anything in the brain.
We're looking to find evidence to support our foregone conclusions, and we're coming up dry.
It's pretty empty here.
Yeah.
Then in January 13th, 1958, in the landmark case 1 Inc. vs. Olison, the United States Supreme Court rules in favor of the First Amendment rights of lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgender magazine, 1, the homosexual magazine. The suit was filed after the U.S. Postal Service and FBI declared the magazine obscene material, and it marks the first time the United States Supreme Court rules in favor of homosexuality.
Yay! 1958. Wow.
Yeah.
That's just over 50 years ago.
And it's not even that long. I mean, in reality, it's, I would call that recent history.
That's within my father's lifetime.
Yes.
Definitely within my grandmother's lifetime. That was the very first ruling in favor of homosexuals.
Yes. 1958.
The very first in 1958.
But they're still raiding their clubs. They're still treating them as vagrants.
Oh yeah, absolutely. January 1st of 1962, Illinois repeals its sodomy laws, becoming the first U.S. state to decriminalize homosexuality.
There we go. 1962.
As if sodomy is only practiced by homosexuals, though.
True.
As we were just saying.
Yeah, we were just saying that, but usually that's why those laws are passed. The anti-sodomy laws is to make it illegal for homosexual acts.
Yeah.
Then we got July 4th, 1965. At Independence Hall in Philadelphia, pickers begin staging the first Remember Day to call public attention to the lack of civil rights for LGBT people. The gathering will continue annually for 5 years. So there we go. The civil rights argument was being used in 1965.
In 1965, 50 fucking years ago.
So it's not a new thing.
No, not at all.
It never has been a new thing.
It's been around for half a fucking century.
So they started their fight for civil rights in 1965.
Oh, before then, but I mean, that's when
they formed up and actually started.
That's when they started referring to it as a civil right, yeah. April 21 of 1966, members of the Mattachine Society stage a sip-in at the Julius Bar in Greenwich Village, where the New York Liquor Authority prohibits serving gay patrons in bars on the basis that homosexuals are, quote, disorderly. Society President Dick Leitch and other members announced their homosexuality and are immediately refused service. Following the sip-in, the Mattachine Society will sue the New York Liquor Authority. Although no laws are overturned, the New York City Commission on Human Rights declares that homosexuals have the right to be served. And here we see the little spark of saying, no, they are people and they deserve the same civil rights as everybody else.
I mean, were they not getting served at restaurants too? Like, sorry, we can't give you food here. You are homosexual.
Yeah, they could be denied that service anywhere.
And history's trying to repeat itself.
I'm not going to make your fucking cake.
Yeah. August 1966. After transgender customers become raunchous in a 24-hour become disturbing, not raunchous, in a 24-hour San Francisco cafeteria, management calls police. When a police officer manhandles one of the patrons, she throws coffee in his face and a riot ensues, eventually spilling out onto the streets, destroying police and public property. Following the riots, activists established the National Transsexual Council Unit, the first peer-run support and advocacy organization in the world.
Nice. The National Transsexual Counseling Unit. Interesting. I didn't know that. June 28, 1969, patrons of the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village riot when police officers attempt to raid the popular gay bar around 1 a.m. Since its establishment in 1967, the bar had been frequently raided by police officers trying to clean up the neighborhood of, quote, sexual deviants, end quote. Angry gay youth clash with aggressive police officers in the streets, leading to a 3-day riot, during which thousands of protesters receive only minimal local news coverage. Nonetheless, the event will be credited with reigniting the fire behind America's modern LGBT rights movement.
And if I'm correct, that is also what started the initial pride parades, was the Stonewall movement.
Well, I think that's in the next thing here. Yeah.
So June 28th, 1970, Christopher Street Liberation Day commemorates the 1-year anniversary of Stonewall Riot. Following the event, thousands of members of the LGBT community marched through New York into Central Park in what will be considered America's first gay pride parade.
Yay!
In the coming decades, the annual gay pride parade will spread to dozens of countries around the world.
Yay!
So there we go. I just had to read one more.
That right there, that is American exceptionalism.
Yeah.
That right there. People on the right talk about American exceptionalism all the time. They should be pointing to shit like this, where we are leading the rest of the world in recognizing the civil rights and decency and dignity of other people.
People look at progress as a bad thing, or what I would consider progress.
Well, if you're a conservative, progressives are awful. That whole progressive is really bad.
But that's the whole point, is you need to be progressive.
Yeah.
If you become stagnant, it's not going to work.
Stop dragging your fucking knuckles and join us in the 21st century.
Fucking fuckers.
December 15, 1973, the Board of American Psychiatric Association votes to remove homosexuality from its list of mental illnesses. That is just shy of my date of birth.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm January of 74, so, roughly...
Within a month.
Yeah, roughly a month after this happens, I'm born. Awesome!
January 1974.
That's my birth month!
What? I am not going to be able to pronounce this lady's last name.
Kathy Kozyshenko?
Kozyshenko?
Yeah, that's what
Kozyshenko.
Yeah.
Kathy Kozyshenko becomes the first openly gay American elected to public office when she wins a seat on the Ann Arbor, Michigan City Council.
Awesome. Michigan. Very first openly gay American elected official. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that about Michigan.
No, I didn't know that either, actually.
June 7, 1977. Singer and conservative Southern Baptist Anita Bryant, fuck her, leads a successful campaign with the Save Our Children crusade to repeal a gay rights ordinance in Dade County, Florida. Bryant faces severe backlash from gay rights supporters across the U.S. The gay rights ordinance will not be reinstated in Dade County until December 1998, more than 20 years later. Nice.
Fuck her. November 8th, 1977. Harvey Milk wins a seat on the San Francisco Board of Supervisors and is responsible for introducing a gay rights ordinance protecting gay and lesbian from being fired from their jobs. Milk also leads a successful campaign against Proposition 6, an initiative forbidding homosexual teachers. A year later, on November 27th, 1978, former supervisor Dan White assassinates Mike. White's actions are motivated by jealousness, depression, rather than homophobia.
Yeah, White. So Dan White assassinates Harvey Milk.
Yes.
Do you remember what one of his defense arguments was? He was eating Twinkies. And they had all the chemicals in them that made him go crazy. The Twinkies made him crazy and made him kill Harvey Milk.
I didn't know they put shrooms in Twinkies nowadays.
Shrooms would make him just say, hey man, fine, whatever.
This gun's got some cool little flashy lights coming out.
You want to get gay married, dude? Fucking go for it, bro. I love you. I love you so much. Your face is so pretty.
It's shiny.
I'm not even just talking about your mouth.
But wasn't wasn't he just let go from his position like a couple days before he actually went and shot Harvey Milk and someone else in the building?
it says former city supervisor, so he had been terminated, and I can't remember. It seemed like he was having a bit of a nervous breakdown and was let go from his job. And then
it did seem like a revenge thing, but it was the fact that he was
gotta take it out on them gays, but it's because I was eating Twinkies.
Yeah.
Fucking Twinkies. May 29, 1979, Dan White is convicted of voluntary manslaughter and is sentenced to 7 years in prison. Outraged by what they believe to be a lenient sentence, more than 5,000 protesters ransacked San Francisco's City Hall, doing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of property damage in the surrounding area. 7 years in prison for murdering somebody.
Yeah, that's
horseshit.
people that there's a guy spending life in jail right now for a pound of weed.
Oh, yeah. The following night, approximately 10,000 people gather on San Francisco's Castro and Market Streets for a peaceful demonstration to commemorate what would have been Milk's 49th birthday.
Yeah.
He was a good dude.
Yeah.
I like the movie.
He did a lot.
I like the movie.
I haven't seen the movie in quite a while. I might want to go rewatch because I remember the
Milk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Sean Penn.
That's good. I think he did a good job as Harvey. I like watching the movie and then watching a lot of the actual footage of Harvey Milk speaking. I think he did a really good job. Yeah.
Then we got October 14th, 1979. An estimated 75,000 people participate in a national march on Washington for lesbian and gay rights. LGBT people and straight allies demand equal civil rights, and urge the passage of a protective civil rights legislature.
So we still haven't caught up to when you're even born.
No, I haven't even been born yet. I mean, we got like a couple more years.
That was 79. So July 8, 1980, the Democratic Rules Committee states that it will not discriminate against homosexuals. At their national convention on August 11th through the 14th, the Democrats become the first political party to endorse a homosexual rights platform. In 1980. 1980! We're talking 45 fucking years, or 35 years later.
I'm like 45.
35 years later, after the Democratic Party initially endorsed gay rights.
Yeah. Then in 1981, July 3rd, the New York Times prints the first story of a rare phenomenon of skin cancer found
pneumonia.
Pneumonia. Yes, pneumonia. I'm reading horribly tonight. I've never been a good reader.
I'm not a strong swimmer.
In 41 gay men in New York and California, the CDC initially refers to the disease as GRID, gay-related immune deficiency disorder. How derogatory. When the symptoms are found outside of the gay community, Bruce Voller, biologist and founder of the National Gay Task Force, successfully lobbies to change the name of the disease to AIDS.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that GRID part either.
Yeah, that's interesting and depressing. And then they find it outside the gay community and they're like, whoa,
this isn't a gay immune disease.
Now we have to change shit. Damn it. This isn't just God working in mysterious ways.
This is a fucked up disease.
March 2, 1982. Oh, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Ryan's home state becomes the first U.S. state to outlaw discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation.
We're not all that bad.
Nicely done, Wisconsin.
Thank you.
Nice. Very good.
It skips over Salisbury 2 years later. But, I mean, March 10th is close to my birthday.
Yeah.
But March 10th of 1987, AIDS advocacy group ACT UP, the AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power, is formed in response to the devastating effects the disease has had on the gay and lesbian community in New York. The group holds demonstrations against pharmaceutical companies profiting from AIDS-related drugs, as well as the lack of AIDS policies protecting patients from outrageous prescription prices.
Yeah, there was a lot of profiteering going on with people just charging outrageous amounts for life-saving drugs.
And how many of them were life-saving? Or experimental at the time and didn't really know, or snake oil?
It didn't matter. They were still just gouging people. You know, people who were just trying to live, trying to
make it a few more days.
Yeah, trying to just live, to keep living. October 11, 1987, hundreds of thousands of activists take part in the National March on Washington to demand that President Ronald Reagan address the AIDS crisis. Well, mommy. Although AIDS has been reported first in 1981, it is not until the end of his presidency that Reagan speaks publicly about the epidemic.
Do you think he's afraid to talk about it?
More than 6 years for Reagan to open his fucking mouth about it. To say anything publicly about the AIDS epidemic that is wiping out.
I think his thing was, if I don't talk about it, it's not happening.
I can ignore it away.
It's like the boogeyman.
It's really affecting the gay community the most, so I can just pretend it doesn't happen.
I'm straight.
Fuck you, Reagan.
I thought Reagan was a superhero.
Ugh.
May through June of 1988, the CDC mails a brochure understanding AIDS to every household in the United States. Approximately 107 million brochures are mailed.
I remember watching one of Eddie Murphy's stand-up routines, and he's talking about AIDS, and he's like, well, he's talking about sexually transmitted diseases, and he's talking about herpes, and, that shit lives with you forever. It's like luggage. And then he's like, now we got AIDS. AIDS just kills a motherfucker. And then he says, what's next? You just put your dick in something and it blows up. Your dick explodes. So, December 1st, 1988. The World Health Organization organizes the first World AIDS Day to raise awareness of the spreading pandemic.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, yeah. I don't know.
What?
They say they didn't really do a whole lot besides make some people feel like they're the cause of it.
Well, I hope they were at least raising awareness of like your president just barely got out of his fucking demented ass and is saying something about this. The rest of the world needs to speak out and call attention to the pandemic.
Well, on August 18th of 1990, President George Bush signs the Ryan White Care Act, a federally funded program for people living with AIDS. Ryan White, an Indiana teenager, contracted AIDS in 1984 through a tainted hemophilia treatment. After being barred from the attending school because of his HIV-positive status, Ryan White became a well-known activist for AIDS research and anti-discrimination. I actually remember that kid's story.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I remember because I remember there was like a daytime movie made about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think we might have actually watched it in school.
Huh. I don't. Well, I would have been in high school then. So
yeah, I would have been in 1990. I would have been in elementary school.
1991, created by the New York-based Visual AIDS, pun intended, I'm guessing. The red ribbon is adopted as a symbol of awareness and compassion for those living with HIV/AIDS.
Now we see him. Well, so did they make that ribbon and everybody started copying that idea?
I think so.
Because you got like the red ribbons, purple ribbons, blue ribbons.
Yellow ribbon, yeah.
Well, the yellow ribbon goes back to for war.
Yeah, well.
But it used to be a yellow bow. You could tie a yellow bow around something signifying that you lost someone.
Yeah, tie a yellow ribbon around this old oak tree.
To show, hey, someone died.
Yeah.
December 21st, 1993, the Department of Defense issues a directive prohibiting the U.S. military from barring applicants for service based on their sexual orientation. Applicants shall not be asked or required to reveal whether they are homosexual, states the new policy, which still forbids applicants from engaging in homosexual acts or making statements that he or she is homosexual. The policy is known as Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
DADT, mofo.
Now, I knew people thought that Don't Ask, Don't Tell meant basically like, oh, you're not allowed. Because I've heard people like when President Obama goes, no, you can be open and leave gay in the military if you want to now. It's fine. Like, well, that's not right. He's allowing all these gays in the military. It's like,
they were there the whole fucking time.
They didn't go, well, I can do it now. I'm just going to go and do it. I'm going to be gay.
I'm going to start painting my room in rainbows.
No. I have known people in the military that were gay and were trying to hide the fact they were gay.
Well, yeah, because they would be kicked out.
Yeah, like I can't be found out.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how great a service I've offered to my country. I would be kicked out.
Yeah. Pretty much the rule
for
is
the simple fact of being gay.
Yeah. It's like you can be gay, but just hide it.
Yeah.
It's like you can be black, but just put white face on every day.
Which is ridiculous, right? Like I remember going through my security process when I worked at Hill Air Force Base. Mm-hmm. And in order to get security clearance, they ask you all kinds of questions.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a giant, thick fucking packet of questions and answers and interviews and talking to your friends and neighbors and relatives and looking at prior
know your
addresses
bosses in high school,
bank accounts and everything, right? And throughout the interview process, they want you to answer honestly, because if there's anything that they find out you're lying about, that becomes a point where somebody can blackmail you. Yeah. Where they can hold that over your head to get you to coerce you to do something outside of what you should be doing as a representative of whatever job you are now performing where you were required to get this clearance, right? It's something where people can coerce you into being a spy or doing the really fucking horrible things because you can't be found out.
Yeah.
And then they pass this fucking law that says, we want you to make something, we want you, if you're gay, to be sure that you don't tell anybody anything about this because we don't want to know. But if somebody does find out, sure, it's a really easy thing to fucking blackmail you with.
Oh, and then you're out of the military anyways.
Yeah.
And you'd be willing to blackmail all the fuck you want. Like, these people treat me like shit. What do you want to know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. May 20, 1996. In the case of Romer versus Evans, the United States Supreme Court decides that Colorado's Second Amendment, denying gays and lesbians protections against discrimination, is unconstitutional, calling them special rights.
So,
denying gays and lesbians protections against discrimination is unconstitutional, calling them special rights.
Were they calling it special rights, saying that since they were denied it, they were denied special rights? Or calling it a special right now they're allowed it?
I don't know. That's worded really strangely.
It is.
Because they're not special rights. I mean, it's the same rights that everybody else gets.
I don't
Maybe
get it.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. That's weirded strange.
Yeah.
Or
weirded?
That's weirded. That's weirded strange.
It is weirded word.
And worded wine. I don't know.
Well, then in September of 21st of 1996, President Clinton signs the Defense of Marriage Act into law.
Boo.
The law defines marriage as a legal union between one man and one woman, and that no state is required to recognize a same-sex marriage from out of state.
Boo.
Fuck you, Doma.
Which directly flied in the face of the 14th Amendment. God damn it. Bill, you done fucked up.
At least he apologized a little bit.
Later.
Yeah.
Decades later.
Yeah.
And not
directly.
Really, yeah. And his wife hasn't done a whole lot better in that area. Anyway, April 1, 1998, Coretta Scott King, widow of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., calls on the civil rights community to join the struggle against homophobia. She receives criticism from members of the black civil rights movement for comparing civil rights to gay rights, which I am saddened whenever I see a black person speaking out against gay rights.
It's like you had to fight for everything you got, and guess what? So do they.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an immutable characteristic, just like you having more melanin in your skin than Dan, the whitest white guy that you'll ever see.
I mean, they may not have been enslaved. They may not have been shipped over on boats. Well, some might have come over on boats, but not shipped over.
But certainly hasn't had the history of violence.
Yes.
Or as much violence and slavery and suppression as the black community.
But in the modern era, they have been subjected to, you can't sit here, you can't eat here, you can't go there, you can't congregate here. You are just like saying that an African American brain is smaller and they can't comprehend things, so we got to give them simple jobs.
Yeah.
It's the same way of saying, well, a homosexual man is just a deviant, he's got a mental disorder going on. It's the same concept. It's like, no, there's no mental disorder.
And congratulations and thank you to Coretta Scott King for having the bravery and knowledge and foresight and leadership and fucking just awesome views that she did realize that it is just a civil right that should be extended to these people.
And plus being the widowed wife of Dr. Martin Luther King gives it that much more voice.
Yes.
And then April 26th of 2000, Vermont becomes the first state in the U.S. to legalize civil unions and registered partnerships between same-sex couples.
Coincidentally, the state that Bernie Sanders happened to live in and be working for, I believe, at the time.
And I'm not
Bernie Sanders, who has a unblemished and clear record of being a supporter of gay rights. Way before Hillary Clinton.
And I'm not 100% on this, but I think Vermont is still around and brimstone and hellfire has not destroyed it.
Vermont is doing very well for itself.
I like their syrup.
June 26, 2000, in Lawrence v. Texas, the U.S. Supreme Court rules that sodomy laws in the U.S. are unconstitutional. I remember this ruling.
2003.
Yeah, I remember that ruling. I remember when that came out. That was right about the time that I had I think actually that may have been the impetus for the conversation with my friends that I was talking about earlier.
And that's June 26.
June 26 of 2003. You're correct.
Then on May 18th of 2004, Massachusetts becomes the first state to legalize gay marriage. The courts find the prohibition of marriage unconstitutional because it denies dignity and equality of all individuals. In the following 6 years, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, Iowa, Washington, D.C. will all follow suit.
Yay to those bold trailblazers. Congratulations, Massachusetts. Matt, if he were here, would say, yeah,
Yay.
Boston.
Go, boys.
August 9, 2007, sponsored by the Human Rights Campaign, the Logo Cable Channel hosts the first American presidential forum focusing specifically on LGBT issues, inviting each presidential candidate. 6 Democrats participate in the forum, including Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, while all Republican candidates decline.
Now
Every single fucking one.
Because it would look bad for them to actually voice their real opinion on homosexuals on TV?
The Republican Party are doing their damnedest to make themselves completely fucking irrelevant.
No, well...
And I applaud them for their efforts.
On November 4th, 2008... California voters approved Proposition 8, making same-sex marriage in California illegal. The passing of the ballot garners national attention from gay rights supporters across the U.S. Prop 8 inspires the No Hate campaign, photo project that uses celebrities to promote marriage equality.
And fuck you, LDS Church, for being the primary financial backer of
millions
Proposition
and millions
8.
and millions of dollars shuttled in there, tax fucking free.
If it were not for the LDS Church, I do not believe that Prop 8 would have passed.
No. It wouldn't have had the funding.
Yeah, they made the documentary, Prop 8, the Mormon Proposition or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, fuck you, LDS Church.
You should pay tax on every single penny.
Uh-huh. June 17, 2009, President Barack Hussein Obama signs a presidential memorandum allowing same-sex partners of federal employees to receive certain benefits. The memorandum does not cover full health coverage.
Which I think we're working on. I don't think I can't remember.
He was evolving.
Yeah.
My views on marriage are they're evolving.
And then people criticize him like, well, he didn't used to think of that way. I'm like, you know what? That's why people evolve.
Yeah.
People can change.
Well, that was one of the other cool things. Listening to him talk to Mark Maron during the podcast with him, and talking about things like marriage equality and Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act is that a lot of people wanted single parent, but it's something that you can't do just out of the gate. You gotta expand. You gotta take these baby steps. And it was great because it's true. You can't just scrap an entire system. And rebuild it from scratch when it's that monolithic. You have to take steps. And I think he's laid a great groundwork for eventually moving to a single payer system and for expanding, as we've seen happen, rights for the LGBTQ community.
It's kind of like saying, I can't remodel my home and still live in it by demolishing it completely to the ground and expect to be able to still live in it.
Right.
I have to do it room by room and section by section and do it slowly.
Yep.
I just thought of that analogy right in my brains.
That was really good. Your brains is running on overdrive there, Rye.
I just wish you could read the words. October 28, 2009. The Matthew Shepard Act is passed by Congress and signed into law by President Obama on October 28th. The measure expands the 1969 U.S. federal hate crime law to include crimes motivated by a victim actually or perceived gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability, Matthew Shepard was tortured and murdered near Laramie, Wyoming on October 7th, 1998 because of his sexual orientation.
God, I remember that. I remember hearing about that and reading the news stories and seeing the coverage on television.
Being tied to a fence and
left for dead.
And left, yeah.
It was fucking despicable.
And it was October. I was going to say, because I remember it was cold out, so he basically almost...
Well, and our friend, Ken Henline, who is the current possessor of my soul in a giant pickle jar, actually knows the Shepard family.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And has spoken with Matthew Shepard's parents and said he's had the distinct pleasure of getting to know them and speaking with them and thinks they're a wonderful family and he's hugely supportive of them, and that's just really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
August 4, 2010. A federal judge in San Francisco decides that gays and lesbians have the constitutional right to marry and that Prop 8 is unconstitutional. Yay! Lawyers will challenge the finding. Boo.
On December 18th, 2010, the U.S. Senate votes 63-31 to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell, policy allowing gay and lesbians to serve openly in the United States military.
65-31.
65-30. See, I can't even read numbers.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
February 23, 2011. President Obama states his administration will no longer defend the Defense of Marriage Act, which bans the recognition of same-sex marriage. I remember when that was announced also, and I was like, yes! Yeah. Fucking awesome.
Well, when that one came through, I was like, so does that mean that everybody can get married now, or what? It's like, are we good? Are we good on this?
Well, it was basically him saying that, we're not going to defend this anymore. It's an indefensible proposition. People should be allowed to exercise their rights and marry those who they love.
But it wasn't for a couple more years when DOMA actually goes away, correct? I think we'll probably see that.
Yeah, it just means that the federal government,
like we're not
though it is a federal law, the federal government will not expend, will not.
It's kind of like their thing with Colorado and weed. They're like, it's against the federal law, but we're really not going to do a whole lot unless we're going to leave you alone. We're going to leave you to it.
Kinda, yeah.
You can continue.
Yeah, it was just if this comes up in court, I'm not going to have the Attorney General
press the issue.
Make any arguments against this or in defense of this act.
Well, we only go to 2011 on this one?
That's weird.
June 24th, 2011, New York State passes the Marriage Equality Act, becoming the largest state thus far to legalize gay marriage. And for some reason, this
and then it just
list stops at 2011, even though we got more that came up.
There was a lot more.
Because was it 2013 when DOMA got shot down? I want to say it was.
I don't know.
2013.
It was 13. I think it was 2013.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's see. What year did you can't read, I can't tell.
Wait, what year did Jesus die?
Thanks, Google, for the giggle.
That's the fourth one down.
That's a Google giggle. What year?
Go look at his headstone.
Was DOMA shut down? How's that?
Shut down.
F.
Shut down.
Shut down F.
Shut down.
What year was DOMA shut down F?
I want to go with 2013.
I don't know.
Or it could be 12. It could be 2012.
I don't know, and it doesn't look like it wants to show us.
Computers just said, fuck off.
It had to have been... it was 12 or 13. I think it was 2013. That's when I think it died, right? Yeah. That's my current belief. Yeah. My Obama is nowhere near as good as Matt's Obama.
Oh, no, he's got a really good Obama.
Matt's Obama is much better than my Obama. I wish my Obama was better. He's needs to be closer to Matt's Obama.
All right, so DOMA repeal June 26, 2013.
2013?
Yep.
June 26.
June 26.
June 26. June 26. A day which will forever live in infamy.
Oh, now it will.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. I've seen a couple calls for June 26th to be recognized as a federal holiday.
I don't see why it might not be.
I think eventually it will be.
Yeah.
I think if we keep pushing for it, eventually it will happen.
What would we call the day, or what would the day be called?
Do we have a National Civil Rights Day?
I think there is a National Civil Rights Day.
Well, we have. Is that Martin Luther King Jr.'s day? Yeah.
Like at the rally that they had, they had a big old banner that said Decision Day.
Decision. That's a good one. But
then everybody knows what decision.
How do you carry that forward? Like
equality?
Yes. Maybe. I don't know. We need to figure out a catchy name for it.
Yeah.
And then start pushing for it.
Well, we're getting towards that time again.
No.
I know. We got talking.
No.
We had conversations and we didn't. You want to do that one? You got one last thing we want to hit real quick?
I want to talk about.
Yes. Baphomet?
No, I want to talk about that too. But I don't think we can finish a conversation about marriage equality without talking about.
Oh yes.
The beautiful words written by Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy in the majority opinion from the Supreme Court of the United States.
I'll let you read it since my words are fucky.
So this is the final paragraph of his opinion, and it's beautiful. It says, "No union is more profound than marriage, for it embodies the highest ideals of love, fidelity, devotion, sacrifice, and family. In forming a marital union, two people become something greater than once they were. As some of the petitioners in these cases demonstrate, marriage embodies a love that may endure even past death. It would misunderstand these men and women to say they disrespect the idea of marriage. Their plea is that they do respect it so deeply that they seek to find its fulfillment for themselves. Their hope is not to be condemned to live in loneliness, excluded from one of civilization's oldest institutions. They ask for equal dignity in the eyes of the law. The Constitution grants them that right. The judgment of the Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit is reversed. It is so ordered."
Which is awesome.
And thus it came to pass.
I just like the part where he's basically saying they believe in this union so much they're fighting for it.
Right. Yeah, they're not seeking to corrupt it.
No,
they want it for themselves.
They've had a long fight.
That's the difference between gay people seeking the right to marry the people they love and those who seek to deny them that right.
Yeah.
Is that those who seek to deny them that right are saying that gay people will just fuck it up.
No, you fucked it up quite.
Gay people will just come in here and they'll redefine marriage and they're gonna fuck the whole thing up. And the gay community is saying, no, we understand what a beautiful institution it is. We want that for ourselves. We're not going to fuck it up. We're going to strengthen it through our love for one another.
And a gay couple that adopts a child is doing it because they want to adopt a child. They want to have a child. They want a child to love and to raise. They're not having it out of wedlock or out of a convenience. It's doing things for the right reason.
We got Limbaugh talking about George Takei.
We can. I mean, we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes right now.
The guy who set himself on fire, Gary Herbert. All the crazy things that the justices had said.
I know. We could talk here for 5 hours.
Yeah, easily. Jim Carrey being fucking nuts about vaccinations.
Victory in Oklahoma.
I do want to talk about this victory in Oklahoma. We can make this the last thing, Mr. Time Lord.
I'm sorry. I try to keep us on a consistent time frame.
You're good. I don't even get to talk about jiggery pokery. Damn it. Oh well. So, in Oklahoma, the Satanic Temple had been waging its fight.
Yes.
Against the powers of Christianity.
With their Baphomet.
So the state of Oklahoma had erected, I love that word erected. Because
they erected it twice.
They did, because somebody ran it over.
Oh wait, no, it never. The second one never went up, did it?
No, it did.
Oh,
they did.
Up?
Yeah,
okay.
they did. They did replace it.
Oh, that thing looks so awesome.
Anyway, the state of Oklahoma recently suffered a crushing blow for all of those religious bigots who would seek to have only the Ten Commandments displayed on state grounds. When the Oklahoma State Supreme Court decided that the display of the Ten Commandments on the Oklahoma
grounds,
on the grounds of the Oklahoma State Capitol was unconstitutional according to Oklahoma State Constitution.
Wait, what kind of government does they got going on in Oklahoma right now? Aren't they like the Republican Party guys kind of got majority rule there?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
So Republicans are even voting saying it's not right to have the Ten Commandments on your lawn.
Well, initially the Republicans wanted it there, but
they weren't bullied. They
the
were
Supreme Court of Oklahoma, who I would imagine has been appointed by Republican peoples.
I thought it was a Republican justice that voted it.
Have said, no, you guys are kind of breaking the law here. You're breaking the Constitution of our fine state of Oklahomies.
I mean, imagine how gaudy a front yard of a Capitol would be when every religion gets to put up a monument of their own.
That would be kind of fun. I mean, I would
like
love
a sculpture yard.
I'd love to see Russell's teapot there, the invisible pink unicorn, though I'm not entirely sure what that would look like.
I bet it would be a pink. Some footsteps and a pink turd. Like it's a unicorn. He pooped right there.
The flying spaghetti monster. People who worship Yeti. The Raelians could have some kind of spacecraft erected there.
I think it'd be funny to have Mohammed there too.
The Scientologists could get fucking like B-47 bombers or whatever fucking planes were supposed to have let out their souls over volcanoes or whatever.
You could have a watchtower.
The what? Yes, we could. Just a tower of watches.
Like a Festivus pole.
A Festivus pole would be awesome. All kinds of really fun stuff, right?
It'd be like a little museum with sculptures.
But anyway, the Satanic Temple is now wondering what to do with their 1-ton bronze statue of Baphomet they had erected or had created in order to be placed on Oklahoma,
Texas.
Oklahoma. I'm thinking Alabama.
Alabama?
Fuck Roy Moore.
Hey, no, fuck Alabama and Texas. Utah.
Fuck. Utah has been pretty good about.
I just wanted Doug Mesner to come here with his Baphomet statue to meet him.
I'd love to have Doug come out here. That would be great. He could stay out here. We'd go hit some bars. That'd be fantastic. But the Satanic Temple would like to know if anyone is interested in a nearly 9-foot bronzed statue of a goat-headed god. The Baphomet monument, which the temple says weighs about a ton and is a sculptural masterpiece, was originally constructed to sit alongside the Ten Commandments monument at the Oklahoma State Capitol's grounds. But on Tuesday, the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled that the Ten Commandments must come down, meaning that the Satanic Temple's Baphomet will need a new home. According to Satanic Temple spokesman Doug Mesner, aka Lucian Greaves, or Lucian. I always say Lucian. Yeah, but it's Lucian. Lucian Greaves, the temple agrees with the court's decision. And we'll have to get Doug on here sometime again because he's got such a great voice for reading this kind of stuff. But it says, the entire point of our effort was to offer a monument that would complement and contrast the Ten Commandments, reaffirming that we live in a nation that respects plurality, a nation that refuses to allow a single viewpoint to co-opt the power and authority of government institutions, Mesner said in an email. Given the court's ruling, TST no longer has any interest in pursuing placement of the Baphomet monument on Oklahoma's Capitol grounds. The Satanic Temple first proposed its monument in 2013, a year after the privately funded Ten Commandments statue was erected on the Capitol grounds, with the approval of the state's legislature. At the time, the temple promised a, quote, public-friendly design, end quote, for its intended monument, one that could become an object of play for young children. The finished statue is set to debut later this month at an unveiling party in Michigan. Man, I wish I could go to that.
Let's just go.
That'd be great.
You can get tickets to Detroit for cheap because ain't no one wanting to go there.
Nobody wants to go to fucking Detroit.
There's a really neat airport in Detroit, though.
Oh, yeah?
It's like, it's a very trippy tunnel you go through to go between the Concords. It's like a giant LCD screen that's in a tunnel.
Oh.
It's just changing colors and moving around you and stuff. No, I wasn't doing drugs when I walked through it, but if you were on drugs, you might not be able to leave. Sounds like something from
Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
The temple will go ahead with the unveiling party whether the statue has a new home or not. Quote, the unveiling, we feel, should now also be a celebration of victory in Oklahoma, Misner said. As for where the statue might end up next week, Misner says that, quote, Arkansas is looking rather appealing. End quote. Earlier this year, the Arkansas legislature approved a privately funded monument of the Ten Commandments for the state's Capitol grounds. Quote, there are plenty of areas in the United States crying out for a counterbalance to existing graven tributes to archaic Abrahamic barbarism, Mesner added. Doug is a wordsmith.
Yeah.
Monuments like the one in Oklahoma and the one proposed for Arkansas can be legally complicated. In 2005, the U.S. Supreme Court determined that a Ten Commandments monument at the Texas state capitol was constitutional, writing that, quote, a reasonable observer, mindful of history, purpose, and context, would not conclude that this passive monument conveyed the message that the state endorsed religion, which is bullshit. That was one of the things that was argued here in Utah, when they had to take down the crosses alongside the highway. But in Oklahoma, the state's high court rejected an argument that the monument served a historical purpose. The state constitution prohibits the use of public lands or funds to support a specific religion.
But if it's a historical religion,
aren't all religions historical?
I know. I don't know what the historical significance is.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Didn't happen here. No history here with that bullshit.
Quote, the Ten Commandments are obviously religious in nature and are an integral part of the Jewish and Christian faiths, the court decision reads. Because the monument at issue operates for the use, benefit, or support of a sect or system of religion, it violates Article 2, Section 5 of the Oklahoma Constitution and is enjoined and shall be removed.
Yay!
And so it came to pass.
Can I have Baphomet on my front lawn?
I would love to fucking have that thing in my yard, man.
They would probably violate some sort of city
ordinance. That would be
ordinance.
so awesome. No, you could put it on your private property. I'm sure.
I would have to remove the trees in my front yard because
you know it would go awesome in my front yard. Seriously,
you have a bigger front yard than I do.
Seriously, wouldn't that look fucking fantastic right in the middle of
I say we build a pedestal in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And right in the middle have Baphomet, like put them on like a 8-foot high
in the middle of the cul-de-sac.
In the middle of the cul-de-sac.
Not even in my yard, just in the middle of the cul-de-sac.
In the middle of the cul-de-sac. Have him 20 feet up in the air so you can see him, his whole thing, like above houses as you're coming down the road. Like, what's that? Like, oh shit.
What is it? That's a bronze statue of Baphomet. It's a goat-headed god with little kids around him.
Let's go sit on his lap, hon.
Maybe we wandered down the wrong road. Let's turn around.
You can put a Santa Claus hat on him in wintertime and have kids come up on his lap and tell Santa what they want for Christmas.
Put Christmas lights on it. That'd be great. So, I guess you're gonna make me close all this stuff down now.
Yeah, it is that time. Although we do have one special thing I wanted to have played here at the end of the show for going out.
Yes?
Our good friend, Mr. Mark Lawrence, gave a wonderful speech at the rally on Friday. So I thought, you know what? Let's take it and I'll make it into a quick little sound. No, we'll make it into a sound bite. Not a sound bite, the whole speech.
The whole speech?
The whole speech.
Awesome.
Speeches.
I'm so glad you did that because I wasn't able to make it.
And I said we'll play it at the end of our show after we get done talking about these issues because I figured it would be something perfect for it.
Fantastic. I love Mark Lawrence.
Yep.
He's such a good guy. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Listen to what Mr. Mark Lawrence of Restore Our Humanity had to say at the recent celebration of the Supreme Court's decision on marriage equality.
Okay, first up, we have the brave and dedicated Mark Lawrence representing Restore Our Humanity. Give it up for Mark.
Hi. right, so here we are again, huh? Thanks, Mom.
We love you
today
too.
we're celebrating the conclusion of just one of the many battles that we have met head-on with resolution and with pride. A battle that rose up from a millennia of injustice. As a result of this battle, we have reestablished our community, we have strengthened all families, and the United States has moved closer to greatness by committing this nation to equality and fairness. Indeed, we have won a long, hard battle, but the war is not over. We have more struggles on the horizon, but for now, just for today, let us step back, take a deep breath, and celebrate this beautiful moment that will go down in history as one of the greatest civil rights battles and one of the greatest victories of our lifetimes. We are experiencing history today. And on behalf of our communities, our precious families, our kids, and our future generations, I want to thank the United States Supreme Court for finally delivering some justice, some dignity, and humanity to all of our lives. I have said this many times in the past, and I'm going to keep saying it. Please stop and consider those who worked so tirelessly for this, who did not get to see this day, those who have left before us. As long as we keep it in our hearts and in our minds, they live on through us and they share this incredible moment. You young people, learn our history. You must never forget what it took to get us here today. On behalf of my organization, Sarah, Kate, Carolyn, here we are, Clyde, Karen, and those who cannot be with us, Matt, Bob, everybody, restore our humanity. We would like to say that it has been an honor and a privilege to play just a small part, a small role in this event. I also want to acknowledge all of our leaders in the community and the organizations that brought us all together and worked so hard to make Utah the greatest place to be in this extraordinary and this amazing time. Equality Utah, the ACLU, the Utah Pride Center, Marriage Equality USA, PFLAG, Atheists of Utah, and all of our friends in the faith-based community. You are the absolute proof that embracing and celebrating diversity instead of hiding from it brings us closer to humanity, and it makes us more an enlightened and a civilized nation. To all of our families and friends who have supported us and brought us this day, thank you. And most of all, to our incredible and cherished straight allies. I don't have the words to express what I feel. We are here because of your unwavering support. Your love gave us strength, your commitment gave us power, your guidance gave us the heart and the resolve to take on this battle, and this is every bit your victory as well. We are facing some more tests, some more battles. We must continue to give voice to our transgender brothers and sisters who still face extraordinary challenges that come from ignorance and blindness. Our bisexual brothers and sisters who have been left behind and still stand in the shadows of disregard and insensitivity. Our beautiful, gender non-conforming brothers and sisters must be heard, and they deserve a voice. The international anti-gay machine grows stronger every day, and even here in Utah. But now we know how to face those battles, and we know how to win. We do this by showing the world who we really are. We came out of the shadows, out of the closets, and stood in front of our communities and said, we are here. We deserve, we are not evil, we are not immoral, we are not counterfeit. And we are not going to be the target of your hate and ignorance. So today we celebrate, and now we must show those who oppose us and oppose our families and oppose our love that they are wrong. We are not going to dismantle their churches and temples. We're going to redecorate them. Damn things are hideous. are not going to tear apart your families. We are going to strengthen your families because equality and fairness strengthens all families. And we are not going to cause 900,000 abortions. Everybody knows that our cutoff on that is 872,000 abortions. We're not going to go past that. We are going to continue to be like everyone else. We're going to raise our families. We're going to pay our taxes. We're going to contribute to our communities, and we are going to continue to be fabulous. So, we won this battle. It would probably not be good to stand here and gloat. We should take the high road and try to consider the feelings of those who oppose us. But what the hell? To hell with the high road. Let's gloat. We deserve this.